Yo, what's up, everyone, man? Welcome to Knowledge Relationships Reckless Review with your boy M3 and the Sophisticated Jerk. What's going on, Sophisticated Jerk, man? Another day,
Man.
man, another dollar, I guess.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm in the hotel room, man. So, my setup a little different. Had to adjust a little bit, but we gotta come cook this up today.
Hey, no worries, man. I can't wait, man, to get cooking on this, man. So, of course, man, today's topic is called like the soft guy era, okay? And it is the response to like selfish women that's out there. So, the women who got mad like our last topic when we was talking about Tia Mari, but yet still subscribe anyways, man. Look, shout out to you guys. But yeah, we're gonna keep talking about y'all, man, if it's necessary. But we're gonna talk about the other guys as well too, man, because where I'm from, man, I don't run through that soft stuff. So this is gonna be definitely a intriguing topic, even though it is satire. So shout outs to the real podcast. Okay, he says showing love to the brothers, putting in the work, and being international for the next steps ahead. Okay,
Yeah, and that's Conrad, stand up dude, man. So,
okay, man. Salute to the brother, man. So thank you, man, for tuning in to this topic. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna dive into this. All
all
right.
right.
Look, man, I got my little introduction, man. So again, for the ones who's tuning in, and if you don't exactly know what the soft guy era is, we got a couple of videos to kind of play. But basically, soft guy era is when men pretty much starts to rebel, okay, based on getting stood up on dates, high ridiculous demands. And so they feel like, well, why do I have to be the bigger person and respect all this stuff and try to be better when women should pretty much do the same for me? So we got videos that talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we also have our homegirl, our sister, Daisha up in the building as well, too. So salutes to you.
Yo, good to be
What's up,
here.
Daisha?
What up, Daisha? How you doing?
Not too bad. Good to be here. Good to be here as always. I'm excited for the conversation. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late, but what we
Oh
talking
no,
about?
you good? You good?
Oh,
Appreciate you showing up.
exactly. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about how soft man these guys are, but it's basically the soft guy era, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So,
There's lots of good.
oh, and being soft as a man, huh? Okay,
I'm excited to talk about this.
Okay, yeah, we gonna
all
go
right,
ahead.
yeah, okay. I'm looking like the little hair wrap as well too.
Oh
Gotta
yeah,
get our hair done.
Yeah,
I finally washed it and conditioned it.
okay. Hey, that's what's up though.
It's cool.
You know. All right. Before we begin, let me go ahead and get into this real quick. Let me go pull up the video. All right. So it's a couple of steps that you gotta take with using StreamYard, but bear with me. All right. So
That's all good.
uh-huh. So go to window. Okay, here we go. All right. So the first video that we're gonna play, right, is going to be this person right here. Let me see if I can pause it. Oh,
Men like women anymore, and I mean this whole seriousness. It seems like every time there's a trend where women say something, men have to rebel back and then they take it to an extreme. Understand something ugly? The women are not looking for you. So when you guys say, oh, I'm in a soft guy era, girls gotta come to me, girls wasn't coming to you before.
Now, before y'all get mad, hold y'all horses. I know, bro. Hold on. He's one of us. He's been living in his soft guy era. He's been living in it. And little do y'all know, he's on our side. He's been living in his soft guy era. He got proof. I can show you better than I can tell you. No broke women. No broke women. Gave him 10 bands for his birthday. Inside the Drizzleations, chapter 1, verse 5. No broke hoes. Drizzleations 2, verse 3. If she's not reciprocating energy, cut her off. If she can't do for you what you do for her, cut her off. This is what it means to be in your soft guy era. We stand on business. Y'all might think he's an op, but he's playing the game on a whole different level. Just think about what I'm saying. He's playing the game on a whole different level. He's on our side. He's one of us. Think about it. Y'all call him a panderer. Come on now. On a different level.
All right. We got 2 more videos we're going to play as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to scroll up. Oops. Shoot. Oh, I'm not hearing no. Okay.
Do I look like a hoe? So the second day comes around and I let her hit, because if you make her wait a day, then it's different. You have to respect your body. We are kings. Can I get a drizzle? But she had the nerve to ask me to get on top. I'm a pillow king. I'm going to lay here and you're going to do all the work. But I had to let her go because I'm in my soft guy era. On the way home, I had a flat tire. So I called her. She said, "What you calling me for?" I'm like, "You really gonna make me change my own tire? What woman doesn't know how to change a tire?" This dating scene is so slim pickings. I'm never gonna find a good woman, even though I'm looking in all the wrong places. So I'm just gonna categorize every woman as bad women, even though I know that I'm picking the bad ones. It makes perfect sense. To all my soft guy era kings, do not settle for less. And remember, you're single until she puts a ring on it. And to all the women who don't get it, please, don't mind your own business.
So, man, we got a couple other videos. Oops, hold on for a second. We got a couple other videos. Let me hide this real quick. And it gets even further. I like these little shorts. Hold on. Play this one real quick.
I was going to tell the 4G Pilbros that drizzle doesn't make sense.
Look, if you're broke, just say that. But no, in all seriousness, ladies, you recognize there's no way you can win this, right? There are 2 very specific reasons why this is impossible for you to win. Why it's impossible for you to defeat the soft guy era. Why you will never defeat drizzle. First being that the guys are just using your own arguments. Y'all have had some real fucking doozies. So these guys have unlimited ammo. They have an endless supply of shit to say to you. The second reason is because they're using your own arguments, anytime you do defeat something they say, you're defeating your own argument. You're defeating yourself. One of the best parts about this is that y'all are getting so fucking upset. The men are just having the time of their lives. Do you understand how much fun men are having with this? Not just fun doing it, but having even more fun watching all of y'all melt down. Watching all of y'all lose your fucking minds because a man is giving you back that same energy. And they're not offended when you call them soft. Hell, they started this whole thing by calling themselves that. The best part is when you try to insult them, when you try to talk shit about them and make them feel bad about it, they are literally coming back at you with exactly what you said, word for word. Ladies, you have literally already said all the arguments that men will ever need to defeat you. You gave them everything they needed, and now they're using it. I'm sorry to say, ladies, but the soft guy era is impossible to defeat. Drizzle.
All right. We have more, but I just want to see, man, what you guys, what comes to your mind real quick,
First of all, the drizzle is freaking hilarious. Keep saying it. Drizzle. First of all, I believe men should hold themselves to a higher standard anyway, because just like women, they deserve someone who treats them as, I say them, y'all deserve someone who treats you just as you would treat your woman. I don't understand why there's an issue with that. Now, granted, don't call me if you got to take a tire, because I'm not going to be able to help you, and that's just it. I know how to do it, but I don't want to, and that's real. So, don't call me for that. And I feel like man or a woman, you should know how to change a tire, so I don't think that has anything to do with being a guy or a girl. That's just me. There's just things that I feel that men feel like they don't deserve because the women deserve it, when really men deserve it too. Like, being able to have standards and boundaries and not allow a woman to take advantage of you, like, I don't understand why that's bad. We do it all the time, and that's what we're taught, that's what we're told, but I don't think you guys are taught or told that. So to actually take it upon you guys yourselves to, you know, hey, you're not going to treat me just any kind of way. And yeah, I'm not going to act like any kind of way unless I got a ring on my finger, just like we say. So that's just me from a women's perspective. Well, I'll say from Deja's perspective, because sometimes other women we don't agree, and that's okay. But from my perspective, that's what I think. What do you think?
Nah, definitely. I like your take on that because, you know, I've seen the movement been getting a lot of pushback, but I like how they capture the arguments using humor and satire. You know, because they could be out here, you know, arguing, complaining, you know, cussing women out and stuff. So I'm glad that they're using humor to capture, you know, kind of the whole argument what's going on in I'll say the dating scene, because I think what happened is there's just unrealistic expectations that I'll say were placed on the younger generation. I think a lot of times we're too materialistic coming into relationships. So think about like a 20 or somebody that's in their 20s and somebody's coming to him saying like, hey, you have to take me to like a Ruth Chris, or, you know, I don't want to go to a Cheesecake Factory. And, you know, the typical person in 20s, they're probably only making what, like 30,000. So I think that's why the younger generations kind of giving this pushback, because they're looking at it like, man, it's getting to the point where I can't even have like a decent relationship. I remember back in the day, you know, where, you know, you go roller skating, you could go, you know, get a hot dog or something, and people would just be content with that because it was just more or less like, hey, let me, you know, just go on this date with this person I'm interested in and vet them for their character. But now it's just like, nah, you got to do this for me. You got to, you know, take me here. And like I said, somebody that's like trying to build themselves up, you know, it's just unrealistic. So I see why the guys are giving that pushback. Like I said, with this whole movement, it makes sense. I do understand, like a lot of guys, and you was even touching on it a little bit, M3 in the beginning, where you're saying like, hey, you should never be soft. I agree with that. You know, you should always try to be masculine, build yourself up. But I think with this movement, I think people are just misinterpreting it. I don't think they're actually trying to be soft. They're just like I said, capturing the hypocrisy and honestly the dumbness with some of the statements. Like I said, the unrealistic expectations. But I love what you guys were breaking down at first, because I think that was spot on.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
This is asking from I would say from a woman, but this is me asking. What is the difference for in your mind? What is the difference between toxic masculinity and just being masculine?
Well, excuse me. Well, being masculine, and of course, everything is kind of like subjective, but also objective at the same time, based on general consensus. So, based on society's norms of what being masculine is that when a man is doing things that are approved as manly behavior, so things that for one person could say like, okay, that's ridiculous, like changing a tire or taking out the garbage or having a stoic attitude, you know, it could be a human nature type of thing. But society is always going to look at it as, okay, this is what women will find attractive. This is what men will actually respect. And a lot of times, I do know that people will give those pushbacks and try to push that equality BS. However, women are the main ones that will heavily judge if you're not doing these societal masculine type of things. Most of it is when a man is stoic enough to really not reveal a lot of high emotional type of content. Even in the midst of an argument, even in the midst of problem solving, we're always looked at as the person that usually will make the final decision and usually have the final protection for you guys. However, this is where things get twisted, because you have feminism, right, that likes to control the narrative, but then yet they really don't want the equality aspects, because feminism teaches women that they could get this stuff on their own, or they could have their own control. Because right now there's more women that's making more money than men, you know what I mean? And so because of that material stuff, they feel like that they could still put the role into a man's position because they're no longer living in old school 1970s or 50s traditional living, where women really had to rely on a man, for survival and live in the house and raise the kids. They're not doing that anymore. Hopefully, I'm not going too far off though. But if you catch along, basically, women have their own independence thanks to job opportunities. But instead of just looking at it as a way to equally build financially, this is where the majority of immature women will look at money as a tool to be in a man's position, and yet they despise the man when he's not in his masculinity anymore, because you keep stripping and you keep denying his true nature of him trying to protect, because you don't like maybe the authoritative way of he's doing things, but if that's the way how you want to be protected, there's always a give and take to everything.
Yeah, let me break it down real quick, because that was a good question. I don't think there's a thing of toxic masculinity. I think masculinity just means characteristics and traits of a man, and the same thing with femininity. It just means the characteristics and the traits of a female. So I think what people tend to do is they'll place the toxic stuff on a man, probably because of some of the behaviors they don't agree with, so they lump everybody together. Same thing what men tend to do. They'll be all females are bad or something like that, where that's not true. There's good females, there's bad ones. So instead of just focusing on the behavior that you probably don't like, people tend to lump everybody into that group, when they're kind of not probably getting the results and stuff. So that's what I think when people say toxic masculinity, it don't go together, because masculinity by itself just means, hey, here are the characteristics of traits of a man. So it's you have a good father or a good male role model in your life. That's pretty much what a man is. That's masculinity. So if somebody's operating in a bad, I'll say, stance or something, that's, they're just toxic because they have toxic behaviors. They don't have toxic masculinity. And there's not, same thing on the female side. There's no toxic, femininity. That would just be a female that just has toxic traits.
But real quick, can I clarify what I mean when I say toxic masculinity? Okay, so for me, toxic masculinity isn't calling you toxic. It's saying that society has put so much unrealistic standards on what masculinity is that it's taking the humaneness out of being a man. So toxic masculinity is saying men can't cry, when we know men as human beings have emotion, and emotions have to come out in some kind of way. They could come out in anger or come out in other emotions. If it comes out in anger, society is more likely to accept that from a man than if they are to come out crying. So that's toxic masculinity, because it's teaching you that, and I am saying this because you were mentioning feminism earlier, and I was just laughing because I studied feminism in college. That was my minor. But I see feminism as something a little different than what stereotypes are. So, and what I'm speaking on now is part of the feminism I believe in. I believe that men also should have that ability to not have, like I said, the toxic societal standards that take out your humaneness. So it's I've done some interviews with some men recently, especially on my Instagram live, because I'm doing it. I wish I could show you my artwork, but I'm just not in my studio right now. But I'm doing a collection called The Black Man, and it's a Black Man series, basically. But it's about all the things that I've heard men say that they wish they could do, but society doesn't accept it. And so it's an entire series on that. And so having someone to kind of force you guys into a box that you might not want to really be in, but you're just doing it because people deem that as acceptable, to me, that's toxic. So does that help clarify? And then do you still have the same responses?
I see what you're saying. I still don't think like men should be just, kind of crying. And I don't think, most men want to sit around and express themselves like that. I think women kind of, confuse it. I think men, we're like, naturally, we want to solve problems or, we want to be doing stuff that's productive. So I think a lot of times, like, I'll just use myself. If I'm, in a state that, maybe somebody should be crying, I'm like, let me go do something. Let me go work out or something. Let me, think it out or something. I might call up N3 or 84 and be like, hey, man, I got this situation, what's your take on this? And, they're going to help me problem solve it because we like getting through stuff. So I think a lot of times, like women, they want us to be a little more emotional, but we want to actually be doing something to get to the root of it. And plus, we also just don't want to push, I'll say, like an emotional burden on like a female. So that's why we operate like that. So I wouldn't say like I wouldn't categorize all that stuff because I get what you're saying. Y'all want dudes to open up more and stuff. So I wouldn't say that's like toxic masculinity still. I'll say it's like toxic expectations. Because really that's what's going on in society. It's pushed to the limit now where guys are like, look, I'm gonna get a passport, or I'm gonna, they're using this satire and stuff to kind of call out some of the behaviors and stuff. So I think that's more aligned with it is.
So
My bad, y'all. I'm rambling.
Masculinity, but just toxic expectations.
Yeah.
I like that. Thanks for the clarity. Thanks for explaining.
No, but I like what you're saying. Though. No, this is a good discussion because I think a lot of times we're not getting to the I say third or fourth level of these conversations. Everybody's still on that gender war stuff, and it's like, hey, we need to go deeper so we could kind of like pull that information out. So I like the questions you're asking. They're dope.
No, I appreciate that because it's exactly what you said. Like we have so many layers and we just want to focus on the surface level because no one really actually wants to do the work. And actually do the work is having uncomfortable, deeper conversations. Not saying conversations aren't deep, just we got to dive a little more into understanding and into responding. And I feel like there's a lack of that.
Yeah,
we're not here.
Before I get to Mr. Best and Solution, Mr. Best, I need to read this comment real quick because it's definitely important. So the Real podcast, right? Again, shout out to you, my brother. Toxic masculinity should be used to describe the guy that swears he's an alpha, but is beating on women. But if we don't talk about women, we are toxic. And then Stan also pointed out too that we can't open to everyone. It is dangerous. That part I do agree. You know what I mean? And
that's interesting. He said we need to stop trying to define men when major marketing is rewriting what a woman is. I don't think I would like to respond to that real quick because I don't think we're trying to define you, at least from a person who within the same within my perspective, I don't think we're trying to define you. I think at least what I try to do is to help. To see where are you actually trapped, just like women are trapped in certain ways, in certain emotions, and certain expectations. Where are men trapped, and how can we help release that? So I don't necessarily feel like we want to hold you like I don't feel like we want to make you who you're not. I think we're just trying to figure out how can we give you the freedom to be who you actually are, which is human, and whatever comes with that. Without the toxicity, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And real quick, can you go back up to Conrad's comment? I'll pull it up real quick. So this one right here, I see what he's saying, Conrad, but I wouldn't even say use the words toxic masculinity to define what he's kind of describing. I think we should just call that guy a bad man. If he steps over them lines, he mistreats women, that should just be a bad guy. And I think we got to get to the point where we call out people specifically versus like lumping everybody in to like these groups, because that's where stuff gets tricky and we can't have the proper conversations. We can't like get to the behaviors of stuff. So I think that's what we got to get better at doing versus saying like, hey, that's toxic masculinity, because what people are doing, they're trying to like perverse a lot of the words, and they're trying to create like new terms to take like, I say, underhanded swipes at, say like all guys to a certain degree, because some women are trying to manipulate dudes. They want to get certain things, so that's why they're kind of creating a lot of these terms. Same thing with guys on the flip side, like when they would kind of use toxic femininity. They're lumping everybody in there because, they're trying to like, I say muddy the waters and perverse the conversation and stuff. So yeah, that's why I just gave that a little pushback.
Well, I know. So I know you gotta go. I want to hear what you have to say. I did just see something that the Real Podcast just said about 3 minutes ago. He said, how many men open up to women only to have their life put on blast? I don't think that's a woman thing. I think that's a personal thing, because I feel like your partner should have that trust, regardless. Just like your best friend, you guys should have that trust. Your best friend can put you on blast too, if they really wanted to. So if you don't have that kind of trust with your partner, where you feel like they're going to use that against you, well, that would be, I don't want to use the term toxic, but that's not good. It's not good as a person. That's not good in a relationship. So you should be able to do that without it having to be, I mean, the definition, I love my Bible. The definition in love says they keep no record of wrongdoings, which means they keep no record of anything. You keep it to yourself. So anyway, that was my thought on that, because I hear that a lot about women. And I want to make sure that we're a partner to you guys and not an enemy. So.
Yeah, I got you.
Salute, Yellow. All right, best.
Can I ask Daisha a real quick question?
Okay,
so Daisha, because you definitely got like I say it seems like you're balanced the way you think. No. But do you think you're like rare? Would you say to like your female friends people you come across? Do you think like they think like you do, or would you say you're like a anomaly?
So what's funny is, according to a lot of people I've been communicating with lately, it seems like I'm an anomaly. But to me, my friends and we think the same.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm like, I always find it funny, because every time someone's talking about a kind of woman, I'm like, yo, who y'all be dating? Because this is not who we are. At least in the light that we'd like to be portrayed. And that's as healed people who are trying to do good in the world, who are trying to help and uplift people. So.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But anyway, I know. So, what do you have? I want to hear what you have to say.
Man, Chocolate Earth. You want me? I could just send it to a person if you want, or you drop it in the chat.
Oh, you talking about the streamer link?
Yeah, what you doing?
No, I could post it right now though.
I bet.
Okay. Post was actually like the Cash App link. But go ahead, Bess.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, are we? What's the premise of the conversation? Because I'm hearing a lot of points and counterpoints, and I'm understanding what y'all talking about to a certain degree, but I want to perfectly, give my expertise on what like the conversation is. So yeah.
Yeah, basically, man. Like, okay, we have like a satire group, all right, that's called like the Soft Guy Era, and although these are people that's having fun, they're trolling women, but they feel a certain type of way because they feel like women has unrealistic expectations and dating standards. And they feel like, well, as a guy, I should raise my dating standards to be the same as the woman's. So a woman, if she really likes me, she should take me out on a date. She should pay for my meals. She should be the one that's going to be contributing, since they do preach about equality, but only at their personalized convenience. Got somebody come up. Chocolate Earth. Salute.
And even with that, like, I'm gonna be honest, maybe I am a different kind of woman, because I just went on a date with somebody not too long ago and I paid for the meal. So, and it's not to say like, oh, the guy can never pay for me, or I'm gonna do that every single time. No, it's just I asked you out, and you came out your way to see me, and so if it were a friend, just a regular friend, I would do it for them too. So
yeah, you're definitely different. You're an anomaly. We need to clone you.
Oh boy.
Deja, were you born like in the 80s? I have to know now. Were you born in the 80s or early 90s?
Great question, M3.
90s.
Early 90s? Okay, that makes sense. Cause see, back in my day, like I surrounded myself with good women. I actually had women that, and it was nothing wrong with it, But I had women that, you know, back in college that took me out on dates that offered to pay for their meals. I have some people who are friendly enough, like, to, you know, offer to pay or to cook or whatever, and we do the same. Nothing wrong with it. No, nothing malicious or impure. I mean, I have a wife already, so it's like there's nothing I need from like these particular women. You know what I mean? But just their friendship, just as I would like to offer my friendship to all these people as well too. So, but yeah. People who think like that, I mean, of course, this is a different generation. So, but I gotta get back to Bess. Hopefully, like you know, I was able to answer the question for you. And salute.
Yeah, definitely. I would say this. I mean, I'm gonna just tell you what it is, man. A lot of times with these men, they want certain women, right?
Mm-hmm.
That just don't fit them at all. You know what I mean? Like, if you know a woman is in the streets, or she not really trying to be a wifey, or she not really trying to be on that type of time, you know what I mean? She's not trying to be on that type of time. A lot of time, these guys are trying to force like a woman who wants to be ratchet, a woman who wants to be in the streets. They're trying to force her to be wifey material, and that's you're gonna get frustrated. A woman who wants to be wifey material, make it clear. She'll show you through her actions. She'll show you through what she does. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, these guys get mad because they have a type that they keep going after, but that type clearly is telling them and showing them that they really are about their bag. They're not trying to get wifed up. They're not trying to do none of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And some of these women, yes, they will lie. You know what I mean? If you keep pressing the issue, or like if the woman is just kind of showing you different actions, like you see like her body language. You may even see the way that she presents herself or the way she dressed, who her friends are. Like she kind of showing you like who she is already. You know what I'm saying? So if she's already showing you through how she moves, who she is already, like that's just what it is. But I think the reason that a lot of these movements start is a bunch of bitter guys who get together. To be honest with you, they get together because they're mad because they can't make women who are basically, you know what I mean, I would say basically just not trying to be a wife or not trying to be tied down. They get mad at that, and these are the women they want. They want the women that are out there, that are just, you know, that are really just as they say, for the streets. You know what I mean, quote unquote. You know what I mean? But you can't have those women. They're not for you. You know what I mean? They for the hood niggas. They for the fly niggas, right? These are the type of dudes they want to be around. They don't want to be around you. Like go play in the pool and go swim in the pool that's right for you. Stop trying to swim in a pool that's not right for you. You know what I mean? Whether it's too shallow or too deep. Swim in the right pool for yourself. You know what I mean? There's plenty of pool of women that will do all those things that you're looking for and this, that, and the third. But nah, you want shorty that be on Instagram twerking. You want shorty that have the BBL. You want shorty that, you know, that want to be in the spotlight and be in the club and be here and be there and take vacations. And she wants you to make a certain amount of money. And if you make a certain amount of money, she's just going to trick you and play you. Like, these are the women that y'all go after. So if you go after those type of women, you're going to get that type of result. It's really that easy. Like, these conversations are so basic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's so many more things that are a lot easier, a lot harder to tackle as far as our community. But this is just easy. Like, it's just plain to see what it is. You know what I mean? So, and yes, there are women who, yes, they will do negative things, just like the men who do negative things and will trick you and do certain things and try to get you pregnant and stuff like that. There's women who try to have babies by men and try to get their money and all that. It go both ways, man. It ain't really one that's better than the other at all, to be honest with you, completely. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, stop trying to seek, you know what I mean, the ratchets and the hoes and the thoughts. They have their own community. They mess with a certain type of dudes they want to mess with, and you got to stay in your lane. You know what I mean? Stop trying to go in a lane that's not for you. You know what I mean? That's really what it boils down to. Yeah, Stan, I know you want to get flew out, and then find you a chick that flies you out, Stan. Find you a chick that flies you out. If
Girl,
not,
they
then,
will do it.
yeah, it is what it is.
Like some girls.
Yes, we will do it. We have
Thank you,
done it
Miss
before.
Chocolate. Thank you.
Oh,
I need
you'll
another
fly us
woman
out?
up here. Thank you.
I have done a lot of things for what I want. How does that work?
Okay. All right. Well,
She's not, and I came up. I came up for you, sis. I came up for you, sis. I was just listening to y'all. I was just listening. Thank you, Knowledge. Thank you for you guys are awesome. I love the conversations.
Yeah.
Mad respect to all the brothers, whether you in a relationship or not. Humans will always human, and we know that shiny bright things, men like them. That's why clothing is made the way it is. There's a science behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have studied each other. Women have studied men, and I'm talking. When I say study, I mean like we done tested questions. We done found out that this segment of men like this, and this segment of men like on and on and on. There's just so many options now, I should say. So I guess that's why I'm always surprised as to when did men decide they just wanted one particular type of woman. Because it's a little bit of everything for everybody out here now, right? Whether you like your women to wear makeup, whether you don't, whether you are looking for a thought, whether you're looking for a princess, a lady, we're all out here. We can be all of those things. And the majority of the time, a woman who's comfortable within her skin, which to you gentlemen, I just want to let y'all know, it is a feat in which it takes a lot of hard work. Because whether you are plus size, skinny, tall, short, big feet, little feet, a big booty, a fake one, titties, no titties, whatever the case may be, in our society, our segments of men and women, also we judge each other all day, every day. Ain't that what we do? We sit up and watch each other. We sit up and imitate each other. We sit up and do. So it's like, when will, and I'm saying this strictly to my black men, when will you guys give yourselves that there are plenty of options? This is not for your boys. You know what I mean? You're not fronting for the marriage club, because just like we got brothers who front outside with toys and cars and all that. There are men who are looking for trophy wives. If you are, it's okay. There are women out here who are smart, funny, beautiful, all of that, and are perfectly fine getting up every day, making sure that the makeup is on the way you like it. And it has nothing to do with she's insecure or she don't like herself or none of that. That is because that's what she wants to do for you. And I think y'all do yourselves, and when I say y'all, those who taste it know what I'm talking about. You do yourselves a disservice by allowing your homies to keep you from being happy. Because what I hear a lot is men don't use those terms. I'm happy in my relationship. I'm joyful in my relationship. I'm excited to go home and see her. It's like the quicker you got bad stories is the quicker your boys are more comfortable with you in a relationship. Because if you're too happy and you want to go be with her and she's doing all these things that are the complete opposite of what your friends have encountered, or your daddy or uncle or whoever, it's some haterade going on, gentlemen, and I wish that would also be brought to the forefront. Y'all just as dirty to each other, then you say women are dirty to you. You've got brothers out here scheming and plotting to keep your lower regions dry because they are insecure and they are haters. It's not
What are you talking about? Derek Jackson that y'all speaking money to? That's what we talking about, Derek Jackson.
Oh,
Hold on, stop right there now, sir. I didn't say what particular type of woman you want or like or love per se. What I'm saying is, I'll do this.
Drizzle. You missed the point of drizzle. You missed the point of it. It's just funny.
You said it's just fake?
It's funny. It's just funny. It's everything that men heard for the past decade. They haven't go that far yet, right? For the past decade, y'all made that lady Sprinkle rich. She wrote 2 books, and y'all been buying that out. Now you got everybody going around with a double lip, sprinkle, and going out here.
What is the origin of sprinkle?
Ooh, who are you talking about?
You see what I'm saying? Like, who do y'all be talking about?
No more. Who hurt you? No more. Who are these women we talking about? Oprah been around for 30 years.
Oprah. Oh no, I didn't know. Hold on, sir. Wait. Hold on, sir. Wait, sir.
Women are.
Sir. Excuse me.
Hold on for a second.
Excuse me.
I love you because you said feet 3 times. You a feet person.
Wait. Stand. Hold on. Everybody, hold on for a second. I got this. Hold on. Everybody, hold on. I got it. Pause real quick, right? Because Chocolate Earth wasn't finished talking. Hold on. And then I also got Comrade, because Comrade got up here first though. So hold on. Let's make sure we listen to Chocolate Earth. I got you, Stan. I got you. But I gotta get to these 2 guys real quick, all right? Go ahead, Chocolate Earth, my bad.
No, I was winding it down until I was trying to understand. But what I'm saying is that I think men do themselves a disservice by really kind of deciding what kind of women that you want. It's okay. Like, there are women out here who rooting for y'all. I hope you find the woman you want, but do you know what type of woman that you're looking for? Like, what kind of woman, a partner, a friend, a confidant, somebody you can trust, stand right next to you and be that for you? Because you're going to need it, just like she's going to need you. If we're talking about straight black man, black woman relationships in America, in a society that our traditions and all the things that we do are patterns of other people's. So it is about what you want personally. Your outdoor dressing means nothing if at every night or whenever you close the door, whenever that moment comes, you despise who you laying down with. I'm not taking this because I think men are just upset. I'm saying this because I'm going off the words, the articles, the little videos, the documentaries, the constant conversation about relationships. But yet I don't ever hear any men break down. Well, look, this is the type of woman I'm looking for. These are the type of women I think would be suitable for marriage or because I'm helping my brothers find the type of women that they want. That's it. And if you take any negative out of what I just said, then that's on you, because that's not what I'm saying at all. So y'all got it. Thank you for listening.
Okay, let me just say this one thing real quick. Right? Yeah, Evo, I'm on here. Evo, I'm on here. If you're listening, I'm on here. But yeah, I'm gonna just say this. Look, man. Look, either you that dude or you not. I've said this to y'all before. If you that dude, you ain't got no problems. Like, you really don't. You really don't. Trust me, you don't. But if you're not that dude, then yes, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have issues. You're gonna have different things. You're gonna be complaining and crying and all this other stuff about what a woman did or didn't do. The same thing with women. Either you that woman or you're not. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, I'm gonna just say it like this: a lot of reasons that a lot of men and women feel certain ways because y'all not getting help. Y'all not out there getting help and getting healed and getting resolved. And whether you have to go to church or whether you got to see a therapist or whether you got to talk to your mama, your grandma, your dad, whoever. A lot of you men and women out here, y'all just need to go get help and go get counseling, go get healed. You know what I mean? Because you're bringing all of this baggage onto everything else, and it shows. So that's when you meet someone and a person and they trying to get to know you, trying to talk to you, and now you including all these other people that they have no idea who they are. They don't even know who these people are. You know what I mean? But you bringing in all these experiences from other places that has nothing to do with that person. I've done it. Trust me, I have. You know what I mean? But that's what trauma and hurt does to you. It makes you think that everything is the same when it's not. You know what I'm saying? It can really impact your life negatively. So I think with our community, we just got to get healed, man. We are not healed as a people. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for men and women both. You know what I mean? That's why if a woman get played now, she feel like she only can date a guy who making a certain amount of money, but that's not going to stop her from getting played. It's not. It's like a man, he feel like if I date this woman and she do this, that's gonna make me this way. That's not gonna stop me from getting played, brother. That has nothing to do with the character. Deal with the character and deal with your character. That's what we gotta do as a people. We gotta deal with our character, man. And we're not doing that, and that's why we're getting the results that we are getting. We have to start looking at the man and woman in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? When they gave me my diagnosis of my illness, I wasn't looking for nobody to rescue me. I had to get up and do it myself. I had to get up and do them push-ups. I had to get up and do them sit-ups. I had to get up and work out and eat right and stop smoking and drinking and going out. I had to do that. Ain't nobody else doing that for me. You know what I mean? So I really don't want to hear no complaining from anyone. Cause that to me is just coward stuff. Be honest with you. But go ahead.
Let me real quick. Before I get to Conrad, let me also say this too, right? Because I did mention, there's the good, the bad, the ugly part. Okay, so people who are tuning in and you're listening to this part, right? The only thing that's like, I guess somewhat right, good about the soft guy era stuff is that, like, okay, there's some men, right, that is actually looking at the equality aspects, as we mentioned before, where things should be equally shared. And there's nothing wrong with, again, we place all these stupid expectations about, oh, it's not right for a woman to pay for a date, or you're a weirdo, whatever. I don't give a damn. If a woman offers me something, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to also give as well, too. So, case in point blank. The bad part is that, like, okay, again, this is like, meant as satire. Just as Mr. Best said, like, people need to heal. These are a bunch of, like, bitter people who are upset. But at the same time, I'm not going to just negate and just say, like, okay, like, yeah, the brothers is bitter. You have a bunch of bitter sisters that place these dumbass expectations for these brothers, and now instead of like talking and dealing with it together, now you have two hurt people, hurt women, hurt men, and now like it's all corrupt, and then that makes dating suck because like you may be a man, and salute to you, Wally. I see you in the building. You may be a man that's actually pure in heart, and you really want to like take dating seriously, but you can't even take it seriously because you have people on social media, you have people that are that has so many, I won't even say so many options, right? But you have so many like men, or you have so many women at your disposal that it's like flipping through a channel. You can't even take like these type of people seriously. And a lot of people feel like they don't need to show up at their best for the date anyways. The ugly part is, which is the final part, is that most of these men, right, who's placing, and here's the thing, and I'm not talking about the ones who's doing the satire in. I'm talking about the ones who is listening to this and actually think that you have some type of leverage, which in reality, none of these women is going to really care about how you feel or what you about to do. You could be a fool and be like, well, I expect you to throw this. I expect you to do this for me. And they're going to just look at you and going to laugh at your face because they could always go to social media and find some other person that's going to be willing to throw all their money away just to get a piece of their vagina or just to even get to sniff it. And knowing they're not even going to get to the home base anyways. So we do live in that type of world where it's like we listen, we indulge, we try to emulate. But if it doesn't work for us, it's because we was not that type of dude to begin with. Jerk, you was about to say something. And
yeah, we'll get it over to
Conrad. I got you, bro.
I just wanted to say something. So I think everybody's right, and that's the thing with these conversations. Man, there's bad dudes, there's bad women, and I just think things got pushed out of tolerance so much that everybody's kind of pointing fingers at somebody else. But like what Mr. Best said, there does need to be a point of self-reflection eventually. But I do like when some of these conversations do start, so I do like the soft guy era because it's what it's doing is kicking up a conversation that we can have once we start breaking it down. And I think one thing we do that's terrible is like we don't ask people why. And by asking like questions like, hey man, why are you guys doing this? They can start voicing some of their concerns and some of the stuff that they're coming across. For example, like I was talking to one guy, I was watching on another channel. He was saying like, he started breaking it down like, hey man, it's just the expectations that they're placing on a guy that's like 20. Like when you're coming at him like, hey, you need to buy this and you need to take me here and stuff. He's just like, look, man, we're trying to build up, move forward, you know, paying for school, we're paying down our debt, and the expectations is so unrealistic. You know, that's what they're trying to voice a lot of times with this stuff. So I do agree, man, you got to level up to a certain degree, but you know, I just think like most guys are kind of superficial. Women are becoming a lot more materialistic, and not saying all of them, but it's just like it's a large portion. I say the newer generation. So that's why they're trying to have these conversations. And I do think like people like us that's coming together, we can start pulling that thread a little bit, getting down to the roots of it. You know, because somebody might be listening to this, but like, damn, okay, I was having bad results, whether it's man or female. Maybe I do need to switch my behaviors and work with somebody, because at the end of the day, just being real, minorities, we're in last place, man. Like we need to be working together. We got to come up off of this like unrealistic stuff that's like causing this rift and start working with each other. So I'll drop it right there. I'll pass it on to Conrad, but I just wanted to kind of pull out what you guys were saying, because all of y'all were actually cooking. And then Stan, you're next, right after Conrad.
Just want to make sure everybody can hear me.
Salute, Conrad. Thank you for tuning in.
Salute. Good afternoon. Blessings to you. Thank you for having me up here. I want to maybe extrapolate something from what our sister said about men being intentional. But I also want to extrapolate that and correlate that to something that Intellectual Soapbox said about healing. Here's a question. Out of this soft guy era conversation, are the women that are hearing this and reacting to it, are you ready for a man that is completely healed in his mind, in his, hold on, don't answer yet. Don't answer yet. Because the problem with that is you have to understand the man that is completely healed within himself, healed of trauma, healed of family experience, healed of friend hurt, he's actually not going to entertain a lot of foolishness. He's also not going to put up with a lot of foolishness, and he's not going to talk about a lot of foolishness. He's going to present himself. He's going to be intentional. He's going to put his focus on the table, and you will have a finite amount of time, not an infinite amount of time, a finite amount of time to be able to make that decision. So the only real question I have out of the soft guy era is because I think we're misinterpreting the notion, as our brother said, with guys that are hurt and guys that, you know, are broken. It's pushing a conversation further. And I think where we get to, or where we should get to in this, is what the man that is healed, the man that is complete, the man that is concrete, are women really ready for him? Because he will define to you exactly what the version of his wife looks like in his mind. Not all women trying to be a wife, what his wife looks like. What I've experienced is being that type of guy. Women are not ready for that. They're not ready to hear, you're not my wife. You may be a wife to somebody else, and they will sit there and try to convince him. I've been there. That, oh no, Conrad, you are that type of guy for me. No, you're not understanding. I am that type of guy, but you're not that type of woman. And it's non-negotiable. Hey, you can text me. We might be able to go for ice cream and hang out and, you know, go watch some birds, but I'm not going to be that guy for you. I can maybe help you find that guy. When we become intentional, I do not believe the women will be ready for what that outcome relies, because there's going to be a lot of broken hearts, because at that point, it's not going to be about your money. It's not going to be about how many squats you do. It's not going to be about a lot of things that in social media get conflated with what a wife looks like. Now, I've been married for 6 years. I've been with the same woman for 12 years. We're celebrating our anniversary, our 6th anniversary next week. When I met her, I was not the man I am today. However, understanding that I had to focus on who I was going to become, and that it's not her job to try and quote unquote heal me, I made sure she understood what the first 4.5 years of our relationship were going to look like. And I said, based on that, you have a decision now to make, because I'm not going to invest in you and keep reinvesting. We're not going to do the breakup to makeup thing. I'm intentional about where I want to go, and I have to focus on that. You're either going to rock with me, and when we get there, I will pay you back for the time that you invested. But you got to understand, it is now or never. It is not, okay, let me stick a pin or a bookmark here and we'll revisit it. I guarantee you, this generation of women that are between the ages of 19 to 30 are not ready for that type of man, because he will break your heart with complete honesty. And that is actually respectful. That's the man women want.
Can I respond
I
to
yield.
that as a woman just real quick? I promise I'll be quick because I know Stan has to go. But as a woman, I just want to answer that question. So, first of all, I love what you said, and my heart is literally racing because where's my husband? Like, that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. Why am I looking for that? Because I am that person. That's why when Soap was talking, he said both people need to come healed. When I date, that's exactly how I date. I'm not here for any bullshit. I'm not here to talk about anything superficial. If you're not talking about something serious by the second date, I'm not texting you back. Like, that's just it. And if you're not dating intentionally, I'm not texting you back. That's it. I'm looking for someone to come in healed with me because I know the benefits of being healed. So I feel like it's not that women aren't ready. Unhealed women aren't ready. Just like an unhealed man isn't ready for a real healed woman. A real healed woman is going to do everything you just said, verbatim. A real healed woman is going to approach dating exactly as you said, period. I got like a 3-year rule. If you're not engaged or we married within 3 years, we need to talk. Because what are you wasting my time for? You don't know already if you want me to be your wife? This isn't a pressure thing. It's I'm dating intentionally. I know what I'm looking for. I know the kind of man I'm looking for. And what you said was the kind of man I was looking for. So where are you? Please. And I'm low-key, your wife is blessed. I'm going to just say it like that. She's a blessed woman, damn it. That's all. That was my 2 cents. So, yes, we are ready. The healed woman is ready. Go look for healed women. That's
it. I agree with you. Just want to say, go with it, sir.
Let's get Stan, but I do got some questions for Conrad, and I do got a question for you because you said something that I wanted to kind of hone in on. Go ahead, Stan.
All right, let's go and do 3.
Sir.
1, I want to encourage the ladies to stop asking us who are these women, because constantly when you do that, you belittle the person's experience, the man experience, and you blanket and cover the women that are doing these awful things. I know it's not intentionally, but I just want you to understand that when I hear that, that's a trigger. Now we're going to have men shutting down and shutting up, and these bad behaviors are going to continue.
Okay, I'll take that.
Sophomore era is humorous, right? It's only 1 week and 4 days. And if you actually look at the videos and listen to the men, it's not even just black men. It's white men. It's Asian men. It's Latinos. It's fathers. It's grandfathers. They're talking about what
I think it's fantastic.
Right?
I think it's great for you guys. Nobody is against that. I just want you to know that.
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
And then there's other women that's taking it serious to talk to other women. But you gotta it's only a week. I don't think no man, I don't trust, like I already talked, I don't trust women that can cook. If you can cook, I can't smell it. I've gone to your house before, your nails are too clean. I'm looking for certain things. I'm Haitian. I know when a woman can cook. When they shake hands, you gotta have a little soft callus there. If you ain't got it, I'm not gonna be a test subject. It's okay. Please just go out and buy something, and thank you for getting it. I'd rather you go out and gather. You go and gather KFC and McDonald's. So gather that for me, and I appreciate that from the heart, right? 3, now me and M3, we did a show for mental health. And I'm concerned about little trends that goes out there. When I'm about little trends, like it's just little seeds that grow and grow and grow. Just like the term narcissist was like 3 years ago and just blew up. And so did the word toxic, right? When I hear healing, there's a reality here. You never truly healed. You have to take the tools and relearn certain tools and let go certain things that was good for you 3 years ago and not good for you this year.
That's healing.
Reality, I mean, that's the whole thing about therapy, and you got to be active, because even within dating, I can hear a woman tell me that she's gone through therapy before, but I actually gone through therapy and gone through the process. And in that date, I can tell, like, whoa, you really haven't done any steps or any work. Maybe you express stuff. I think a lot of times we forget that people might be in the stages of changes where they're thinking about therapy, or they probably got exposed to therapy, and they're just not ready to change yet. So I'm careful with using that word healing or healed, because it's going to be an ongoing process, and you're always going to grow. And you always can tell when somebody is going through the healing stages, because each year they change. And it's a good change because you grow. Like kids, I don't expect my kid who's now 12 to act like she did when she was 10. Each year she grows, she develops new skills, and she become a different person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing when somebody's going through changes in therapy and doing things the right way. They change every year. I understand that part. I just don't want that to be something that everybody throws. You need to be healed, you need to be healed. And then you have a whole bunch of people putting, again, a mask, acting as though they healed after they watch 10 TikToks. So everything that we talk about, there's a person on TikTok teaching somebody a class is into all the stuff that we talking about that's positive. And that's the part that's scary out here in TikTok street. For every person who's like, yo, protect your peace, there's a woman out here telling like, hey, this is how you do to dismantle somebody's peace. This is how you sneak in there. This is how you present well. This is how you move in. This is how you move. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta be careful with these words. I'll leave it at that. But I'm not going nowhere. I'm still here. I just need my coffee.
Go ahead and drink your coffee, Stan. Take that coffee break.
No, definitely good point. Yeah, I think most people are on the defensive now, just because, like, we all seen, like, if we're honest, we seen somebody that got taken advantage of, whether it's male or female, or you saw relationships go bad, or people, like I said, people that ended up in a bad state. So we all naturally seen that, like, whether it's a cousin, a friend, or something. So that's why everybody is putting up walls and being defensive. And I don't think nothing's really wrong with that, but it's just like you can't then, place that metric on everybody, and kind of like what Mr. Best was saying, it's like eventually you got to come with something where you're like vetting out the right pool of men or women and stuff. So I think that's the other piece. It's just like, okay, man, you gotta recognize, like, you gotta start recognizing the bad behaviors, but you can't place that on like everybody. You gotta be looking at the right, I guess, pool of people that you say you want. So it's typically, if you're sitting there, you're basing it on like superficial metrics or materialistic metrics, then that's where shit gets out of order, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you, sir. First time talking to you, I agree. I agree completely with you, and I'm glad that you said it. It's just like anything else. Since we compare everything to everything, so it's just like if you purchase a vehicle, right? You buying a house, you going to college, the job you want, the type of body you want, how you want what do you want to learn, a language or things like that. You take those steps to do those things. It's the same thing as a relationship. Because that's where that confidence comes from, is how you treat yourself is how you're going to treat others. And then...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chocolate.
That is when you can then that is when you're done, when you can go, okay. And to the point of healing. Healing is an ongoing process for a lot of people. And I do also understand what Conrad's question was. Are you okay? Are you ready to be with someone who we now don't have to worry about the side stuff, the versions, the extra baby mama, the you broke, I'm broke, the we don't know what we gonna do with our lives, we just gonna jump in. Like, we've taken all of those steps. I know my health, you know your health, and we are trying to walk through the rest of this journey together. That's work. Mm-hmm. That's investigation. That's investing not only in yourself, but in your future, whether you are a man or a woman. And that's how you become that guy. And that's how you become that girl. Now, if it's all about you just want to stunt out here too, that's fine. Now, I just want to make it clear, I didn't see the video. I actually came up.
I got some more videos I played up.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to make it clear. But even without seeing the video, I'll say this. Being that I was part of raising a young man to now, watching him grow beyond, as a human being in this society, I look at it like this. I hope that whatever it is going to be positive for Black men to feel safe enough to become vulnerable so that they can meet the type of woman that they want. That's what I hope. I mean, for real. A lot of it I do know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it is a thing. This is, I'm gonna say this. It's a society. It's more like a societal type of thing, because I don't want people to get confused as if like, okay, like women, and I'm not talking about Black women. I'm talking like where all women are telling men that you are weak if you start to be vulnerable, if you cry. No, it's a societal type of thing. It's based on both men and women's own. I don't even want to say subjective, because it's almost like it's like kind of objective a little bit. But everybody has their own personal opinion, and the general consensus is that men are not in their masculine when they shed tears. But however, look, man, there was a story where a woman, okay, even though she shouldn't have done what she did by sending certain pictures to certain individuals, but a woman put herself in a situation where she trusted this dude. So, of course, typical young woman, she, you know, and typical young men will do too, they pretty much exchange pictures showing their bodies. Now, what did the asshole guy did? He took it and he posted on his social media page and embarrassed the poor woman. So the reason, and that's why I'm going with a societal base, because the thing is, ain't no man and ain't no woman really safe when it comes to vulnerability. I'm just going to be honest with you, point blank, period. And yeah, I know there's moments where like I shed tears or whatever in the past before, or I got emotional because something was really overbearing, and I had to surround myself with people who I actually like trusted. You know what I mean? And that part, even alone, is really hard, even for a man to even break down to something where something was so detrimental that a tear was necessary. You know what I mean? But we don't have that. None of us really have that luxury to go out there and be like, you know what? I'm going to be brave one day and I'm going to just cry in front of the whole world or in front of like people around. No. People going to clown you. They're going to use that vulnerability. Even if you're not even crying, you're sharing something that's totally deep, and people will still use that against you. Look, man, I'm going to put it like this. 2020, you know, 2019, whatever. That was a hell of a year for me. Okay? And I have to realize, and I do take responsibility for choosing the wrong type of people who I share my information to, you know, because some of these people, right, were the same ones would try to say, because I think, Deja, you brought this up, right? I think one of you guys brought this up about as far as like, you know, people will want to get to know like your marital business, but then yet they'll be the main ones that will hate or try to derail like your marriage and try to downplay you because their bitch asses, right, can't even get a person. And I'm not even talking about like heterosexual people. I'm talking about gay ass people as well too that can't get shit. And yeah, I said it. Okay, when you can't get nobody, and you see other people that are striving and is doing something to be the best man that you can as a person, or be the best woman you can, you're gonna have your female friends, your single ass friends that's gonna hate on you. You're gonna have your single ass male friends that's gonna hate on you. And again, if you were swinging the other way, you're gonna still have those other people that's gonna hate on you. So no matter what, haters, like, it comes in all shapes, sizes, and unfortunately other orientations as well too. And so you gotta be careful of who you talk to and who you put your business out there, because not everybody is meant to really help you for the good. If they can't get nobody, they're gonna want to watch you fall anyways. Point blank, period.
Well, then
Let me
shouldn't we?
let me
then?
hold on. Let me
I'm
say
sorry.
this.
Go ahead.
Let me say this, right?
I'd like to respond after that.
I partly agree with you in three, but I'm gonna add more context, right? Because here's the thing: if you're telling information to certain people, right, you have to understand that once you involve somebody in it, right, and you ask them their perspective, they're gonna give you their perspective. Now, sometimes if the perspective is not what we want to hear, sometimes it's not hate. Sometimes they just are telling you something that you just don't want to hear. You know what I mean? And sometimes we may just want what we want at that moment, and that's just what it is. Or sometimes, like you said, it is hate, right? Sometimes somebody is hating on you, and they want to hold you back. They don't want to see you better. They don't want to see you grow, right? You know what I mean? But when you involve people in your relationship, that's why you shouldn't really involve anybody in a relationship. You gotta expect anything to kind of happen at that point, especially if you're telling intimate things. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the one thing we gotta look out for. If we're telling people intimate things, they're gonna share different perspectives, right? So sometimes it's going to be what we want to hear. Sometimes it's going to be something that we don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do agree with you on that part. Where at times, yes, there are people who don't want to see you do better, like you and Chocolate was saying. There are people who do have ill motives, and they are trying to do things in order to hurt you or to hurt what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a lot of times it can stem from, you know what I mean, them feeling like, oh well, I'm left out, or oh, I always see y'all together, y'all happy, I got to get my own too. It's like, well, you don't know what's going on in this house. Like you just know what you see. You don't know the ins and outs of my household, right? So we having a good day today, or we having a good day while you're here. But I don't mean once you leave, me and my spouse will get into an argument, or me and my girl won't get into an argument, or whatever. Like you only know what you're seeing right now. You're not seeing the work that we put in order to be where we're at. So I think a lot of times that happens as well. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel you, Beth.
I think we need to see more positive relationships. I do think that would make a difference. I think that being that we have good conversation or whatever it is, we need to have more representation of black men and black women getting along than always something negative. I mean, and I'm just throwing this out here, like other cultures, they have dating services and help each other find people. We don't do that. We should. I think we should. I think it would help. I think in this day and age when you really can't trust, what someone may say behind an avatar or behind a picture, and it can be dangerous as well. We know that. So there should be things available. If for the men who are looking for a wife, let's just use that. Okay, that segment of men who are looking for a wife, whatever your details are, that's your business. But you are looking for this key woman. Those key women, a segment of those women are here still in this country. It's just maybe they not in the same state. Maybe they're somewhere else. And I think a lot of people get nervous and scared around that too, because how do you meet the type of person you want to be with? I mean, it happens. People are still getting married. But I think the ultimate goal is being accepted for who you are as a man, that the woman, being accepted, respected, trust, all of those things, those key traits that should be in there. So it is a positive experience. That's all I'm saying. Like we that side does work because people are still getting together. So let's dissect the positive to see, well, what do the others need to do if this is what they're trying to achieve? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's in anything. And just as a side note, first of all, I'm a sports fan, and I've seen plenty of grown men crying with that trophy in their hand. I just want to say that. So it does not make you vulnerable all the time. When you cry, you have the tears. All right, there you go.
I just wanted to comment on that too from M3 real quick. About the vulnerability part, because we're not saying be vulnerable with everybody. That's not what we're saying. We're saying, yes, use your discernment as any human would, whether it's a friendship or a relationship. But what we're saying is when you find a person that you feel accepts you for exactly who you are, it's okay then if you need to cry, or not even cry, however, because like you said, I can't remember your name and I'm so sorry. Sophisticated Jerk.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
so like you said, Damn, I forgot what you said, but I was just about to say it's cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. Happy 420 for anybody that celebrate. Okay, have a good one.
I
There
was
you go.
just smoking. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I was just smoking. But that's why I'm in my car. I'm over here hotboxing. Anyway,
I like you, sis. All right, I'm so sorry. Sorry to derail. I just wanted to throw that out there. There you go.
You're good. But like, you're gonna find like your person when you find the person that makes you feel comfortable. And you don't have to always cry. Oh yeah, that's what the sophisticated jerk says. Sometimes he goes to the gym, or sometimes he just needs to think, or sometimes he needs to problem solve. Well, sometimes you don't have to problem solve on your own. Sometimes you don't have to get to the bottom of it on your own. So while you might not be crying, what we're saying is the women who want to be wives and the women who want to be there for you want to hear what you have to say. They want to hear when your day was bad and you're trying to figure these things out. So no, I'm not going to go to some random person and be like, yeah, I'm about to cry to you right now. Like, nobody's going to do that. But what we can do is just like them three, like you said, you went around groups of people who you felt comfortable with. So what we're saying is allow your partners to be part of that group of people that you're comfortable with. And if you feel any part that your partner is going to betray you in that way, well, that's just like them cheating. It's a betrayal. And it should be treated as such. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that was my response. That's all.
No, you good.
Let's get Stan in there because I know he had a question.
Wait, 1 second. I just gotta make sure that's Yellow. Yellow, is that you?
Maybe it could be me.
All right, yeah, that's him. All right, salute, Yellow. I'll get to you in a minute. Go ahead, Stan.
Oh, my question for sophisticated jerk. You mentioned something about the responsibility of genders. I think the responsibility has become lopsided, right? And that's what I was aiming for. Like, where's the social responsibility for women to say, like, hey, we don't have it right? Because it's the same thing with the feminist movement. Men had to sit down and say, hey, we don't have it right. We need to listen. When is that part going to come in? Because a couple of shows ago, we talked about, there was this video went around saying, like, the sister going around, I love you, black man, I love you, black man. I just took the stances, I don't believe it. Maybe the women in my school, but to hear, like, I have to fight constant voices that I hear all the time, all niggas ain't shit, niggas just gonna cheat. There's so much negative stuff already you receive as a black man. It's just like on autoplay. Now I have to, like, when I deal with someone, I have to look at you and see how you operate and move. And do you love me really? Do you really care? And so I'm at that standpoint that I got to push you out, push you away, watch you, and then I feel safe coming forward. And I think, like, we don't look at that. And we as men, we're just supposed to shut down, accept it, and move forward. I think it's pretty much unfair. And when you look at this movement, this not for black women, but I think for all women, like, yo, you got to look at this. Look at the videos, see the satire on it. And like, yo, yeah, maybe this is kind of ridiculous because the social responsibility is this. Women, they make money off of you and your pain, and you're still single. Like, there was one woman last year who charged women $25,000 to meet rich men. If I sit down and give you $25,000 to meet rich women, I want to see some strippers on the pole, and I want some chicken wings.
I'm sorry to I apologize for interrupting, but why are we always talking about rich people? Aren't these just regular dudes that have jobs every day, in and out, regular day-to-day guys that are looking for love and are obviously it's not a positive? Like, why do we compare it?
That's why regular dudes are leaving and they're going to other countries.
Okay, well then I guess then why do you care then? If men are leaving, so why is it important?
But this is why they care, right? Okay. They care because of this, right? Like you said before. If you
no. Hold on, hear me out, Stan. I'm saying, but why is it a negative when all I'm saying to you is, okay, if they're leaving, okay, so a segment of men have figured out, okay, I'm gonna go overseas to look for what I want. Got you. Now there's still a segment here in the United States that want to, whatever woman they want, whatever culture it may be, they feel like they are not winning in that lane. So what you're saying is, all of these things. Who's stopping men from helping men really find good relationships?
I'll say this,
Like, so that you're protected from these.
Just the men. If again, we only put the onus on men.
No, I'm not putting the onus on, sir.
Wait, wait. Hold on, Hold on.
So Stan, you was asking a question,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. It's lopsided.
So let me address Stan.
How we
'cause he-
balance it?
Well, I don't think there's really no social responsibility. I think that's the issue with everybody, because whether it's men or females, I think people have to, like Mr. Best was saying, it's like everybody's got to self-reflect at a certain point and improve. And like you said, if they're still in imbalance, then men gotta go find the women that do exhibit them traits. Say there's only like 30% of women. I'm just throwing this out there. But just say like, okay, there's 30% of women that's marriage material. You got to make sure that you exhibit them traits to attract those women in that 30%. And you got to start curving the rest of the females that's like, don't exhibit them traits.
Mm-hmm.
You can't align with them. And that's the issue sometimes is like, I forgot who was saying it earlier. We would entertain those females and stuff. And what people want to do is try to change people versus like, you know what, let me get out there. Let me find out what qualifiers I have to eliminate those type of women from me to get to them women that do exhibit them traits. So I see what you're saying. We still need to have these conversations out loud. Yeah. But I mean, they got to be pinpointed in where we're not going overboard. It's just like, hey, man, here's the issues that we're having. It like kind of like I do like the satire, but it's just like sometimes when people are having these discussions, they're going overboard with them where nobody wants to listen because women do communicate a little differently with the different tone and stuff. So like right now we're having a conversation, we're getting it out, people are understanding, we're going back and forth, but we're actually kind of getting past that part where we're just, I'll say, hurling insults at each other and shit. So that's why I think we need to...
I want to add one more thing for chocolate.
And I'm not saying you're doing that, Stan.
Hold on, Stan. Hold on, one second. Hold on. Let me elaborate my point to Sophisticated Joke, because I do think that yes, in society we do have to have responsibility as society to help each other to build this stuff as well, right? So it's twofold. Yes, you got to put the work in, right? So that goes beyond a shadow of doubt. I've said that first, and of course that is key. So you got to do the work yourself, first and foremost. But once you start doing the work, then you can go out into society and start helping improve things in society that you see, right? Because you actually are manifesting the things in your life. And now you can start to, put that into somebody else. But I also will say this as well. I think that, to what you were saying, Stan, I think also is what you watch and what you put yourself, what you put in front of your view as far as content or what you're looking at YouTube or whatever. I don't watch none of this. All the stuff that sometimes y'all share in the groups or sometimes y'all be telling me about as far as the men and women stuff. I don't watch none of the stuff, nor am I subscribed to it. Because it does nothing for me. It's not positive. Now, I mean, sometimes I may watch some stuff and just laugh because it just be entertaining, but it does nothing for me. Plus, I got my own theory that most of these people that feel a lot of these ways are people that are not even in my age bracket. They much younger. So it doesn't even affect or reflect what's going on in my daily life. So that's why I'm even watching. And more importantly, I would tell anybody to watch things on YouTube or any social media that's going to help build you up. You know what I mean? Whether you got to watch, whether you're watching sports or whatever you need to watch things that are positive or watch things that you actually enjoy, that's thought-provoking, and that's actually feeding you good things. You know what I mean? But if we're constantly watching things that are not feeding us good things, then guess what? We're gonna have a negative stance and a negative view on things because we're putting negativity into our realm. When we put positive things and we put love and everything else, it's just like diet and nutrition, right? You eat good foods, you're gonna get good results. You eat a bunch of crap or you eat a bunch of fast food and all that, you're gonna get those type of results. It's what you put in your environment is gonna reflect the outcome of what you have. You know what I mean? The fruit that you plant is what will grow, and you will eat that fruit. Trust me, you will. You know what I'm saying? Because life has no favoritism. But I'll let everybody else share on the panel. Go ahead, y'all.
I'll do one real quick for Chocolate. Hey, Chocolate. I apologize. It seems like I'm doing pushback. Well, I'm seeing something else. I think it's more than just positivity. I think what we need is conflict resolutions because we don't know how to deal with opposing conflicts in relationship. Because I'm looking at stuff.
I did want to.
I'll be real quick.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It'll be real quick. There was this show because Hollywood had the breakdown, right? It's a show called Like Erica, and it's almost like 10 years ago, but it was interesting because in a sense she had to go back, live through her mistakes over again, but then in her present self, she had to deal with the conflicts that came from her past, and a lot of times it's not done in an hour. It was like two shows later. She still have to deal with these conflicts, and you have to sit down and look at yourself and look at the other person's side and stay there. I don't think we're there yet. Because I think everybody right now, everybody, not, saying totally everybody, but I mean like where we're at right now as a group is like, well, look at my pain. You ignore my pain. You got a chance to express your pain. I want you to take advantage of my, take care of my pain. We haven't looked into one intra relationship where both parties are independent and you just want to help each other and build. And also, can you actually build somebody up with the thought that they could leave you at any moment and be okay with it? And then 3, what to do when there's conflicts? Because a lot of times we're generation quit. It's not even the red flags. It's just like, I have an ick. I'm done, right? So how do we deal with conflicts? Because I wouldn't want anything positive because I'm done with the positivity. I want the realness of how do I deal with stuff when it's something that's not pleasant. That's for me.
I get what.
Agree with you,
Stan, you can only hold on, y'all.
Never
Hold
thought
on.
I'd say that.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Wow.
Let me retort what he's saying real quick. We got almost a full panel. I want these people to rock. But see, that's the thing, Stan. You can only have those conversations with people who are willing to have them. If they're not willing to have them, then it just makes no sense, right? So if they're not willing to have these conversations in order to grow, in order to be better, then you're just wasting your time. So some people, they're not on the vibe that you're on, right? Especially if you're talking to people who mostly on the social media, who are people who are, like I said, who are like, they're either straight out of high school or straight out of college. Their mindset is completely different than what you're doing with your life, right? They're not living a life that you're living, right? They're living a completely different life. You take care of your family, you take care of your siblings, you take care of your child. Like, you are a full-grown man, you know what I mean, with a career. You live a completely different lifestyle, right? These people.
Oh, wait, add on. I don't have no money to share. Don't cash at me requests. You have to put that disclaimer. I have no money.
Yeah, definitely. We know you handling your business, Stan. You know I know about your career because you work with my family. You know that already. Now listen. With that being said, right? You know what I mean. You're doing what you got to do. So with that being said, you live in a different lifestyle. So the conversation you want to have is for more of a mature audience. But if you're talking to somebody who's a little bit younger than you or who ain't got the responsibility that you have, their mindset is going to be different. And you got to look at that. A lot of social media is catered to people who are younger than us. It's not catered to us. They look at us as dinosaurs or old or outdated or whatever. You know what I mean? Or just the mindset that we have when we actually want to have real conversations. And I'm not downplaying people who are younger because there are people who are younger who do want to have real conversations, right? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times they don't. A lot of times they're doing that 20 for one thing and it's just all entertainment. You know what I mean? And they do, the F&F stuff or whatever, and whoever else is out there, right? It's all for entertainment. It's all a kind of, for shock value, right? But to really have mature conversations, that's for different people and a different age bracket of people. You know what I mean? But I think it can happen as well. But it's just seeking those who actually want to have those conversations. So yeah.
And if you guys want to do into something that's going to stimulate your mind and entertain you, there ain't nothing wrong with going to those type of channels anyway. But just know that you're not going to really get much out of it. All right, so we got Yellow and we got Evolution. Evolution, salute. Yellow, you are up next, and then after Yellow, there'll be Evolution. So Yellow, man, what's your thoughts, man? Give it to us. Are you thinking about joining the soft guy era movement or what?
Man, I've been in my soft guy era for a while.
A soft guy era is sexy, so I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh wait, and you said that like I ain't. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Like,
I'm just saying from a woman's perspective.
And I'm double just saying, like, do I need to cam up? Do I need to like make sure my face hard?
I said I was looking for my husband. I said that.
Look, you don't want me to do that to you. I ruin your whole day. You be like, look, I need to get to him right now. I'm just saying, I feel like I got called out.
Yeah, Yella, I'm since she's calling you out. She said, look, she need to cam up.
No.
But Yella, what you like about the soft guy era? What would you say is good about it?
No, I get it in both ways. Like I get it, it's kind of just like a response to the whole sprinkle thing. So it's a lot more tongue in cheek than people won't give it credit for. The irony of it is that now people actually see a problem with that. Now people actually see a problem with that concept. Once the men want it, now it's a problem with wanting that. We ain't had a complaint about this situation all since Sprinkle been over there with our sprinkles on for the last couple years. So, and it's just, you know, it's a lot of irony in this, and you know, with all this iron, ain't none of the wrinkles getting smoothed out. So that's the problem that I'm having. But I did want to. The one thing that brought me up to the panel was the discussion of vulnerability.
Okay.
And there's this idea that that men can be as vulnerable, like vulnerability is equal across the board, right? And this ain't when we deal with it, you know, it hurts. It's just different. It just come across different, right? Because a woman is kind of encouraged to be vulnerable on a Thursday at 3:30 when her feet hurt because she just tired of the day. A man can't really have that level of vulnerability. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a man can be vulnerable if ... You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a caveat or some type of special occasion or some type of
under certain conditions.
Right. Like the man's vulnerability has to be. How can I? What's the one I'm looking for? It's got to be logical to everybody else. It can't just be him vulnerable. It's got to be. His vulnerability has to be comfortable to the people around him.
Yeah,
it's got to make
acceptable.
Right. It's got to make sense. So, you know, asking men to be vulnerable in most situations with most people is going to be quite the difficult task for him and possibly the people around him.
That's what I was trying to address. Hold on for a second. That's what I was trying to address like earlier, like in response to like the vulnerability part, because and I know sometimes maybe my words are not coming across, but the thing is that we are placed in certain conditions. It's kind of like this, to make it plain and simple. We are told when it's okay to be vulnerable, and a lot of times when it's not okay. Whereas, like, you do have the luxury, the free will to pretty much be as expressive as much as possible without heavy criticism, if that makes sense. And I think that's where we kind of freeze up when it comes to the vulnerability aspects. It's up to us, you know, for us to choose to be vulnerable, but the majority of men do get afraid. And that's why I want ladies to really understand that it's not easy to switch up and to be vulnerable like you guys, because we're different.
And that's kind of what I was trying to say real quick. Like, that's what I was trying to say. Like, just helping us understand when you are vulnerable, what does that look like? And how can we help you with it? That's all we're asking. We're not trying, I'm not like, so when I say cry, obviously I'm going to say cry because I cry. I'm a girl. I guess I'm a girl. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like Sophisticated Jerk said, if he needs to go to the gym, do you want to go by yourself or you want me to come with you? Just keep it company. If you got to figure out something in your head and you're just thinking, you're trying to problem solve, hey, you want to talk it out through. Like, you don't have to cry. You don't got to do anything like that. Just, it's one of those, like, what do you need in these moments? Tell me what you need and I'll provide that.
So
from a woman's
it's just,
perspective, that's to me what it's more like.
It's
I don't
basic.
I want to kind of I kind of want to use that example as to kind of hammer home my point. You say you cry. Do you cry for things that nobody can fix? Like, do you have that level of vulnerability where you just having that oh shit moment? I'm overwhelmed. I can't. There's nothing nobody can fix.
Right, and I'm saying men don't have that. That's my point.
Right. So that's right.
Wait,
so
that's my whole point. And I'm saying
they don't
have that space.
I'm sorry, but
with the right people. Sorry, Miss Chocolate.
No. So I'm sorry too, because I just wanted to ask kind of clear what he was saying. Like that happens to people all day, every day. Men fall apart like women fall apart. There's hospitals, there's all type of crazy things that go on that happen in people's lives, people being, i.e. we talking about men and women, right? Why are we putting it in a place like men don't break down or have vulnerability? I mean, it is on a
stand.
Wait, hold on. Look, I'm sorry I interrupted, but
Go ahead,
it wasn't to, that's not where I'm going with it, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We're dissecting the word vulnerability. That's the conversation that's being had and giving examples of that. And so I'm understanding that, okay, based on what he's saying in her question, it's like, okay, well, we're just asking for basic communication and the basic of, okay, are you having a shitty day? Yeah, I am, but I'll be better. I'm about to go. Something, anything. A note in certain segments of men and women. But I guess the thing about it is if we can't even talk to each other, then of course he can't be vulnerable. If men feel to the core that they have no way out of letting the woes of the world, whatever they got going on, there's nowhere for them to put that energy, then wouldn't, as y'all being at the top of the food chain, wouldn't that mean that there needs to be something to help men do this? If it's so hard to do?
Let me say this. And I get your point, Chocolate. Probably only like Stan and Mr. Best will understand, right? So I'm gonna put this like in a church perspective, okay? Yes, Stan. Get ready.
Oh no, don't involve me in this one.
Oh no, bro. When I was gonna say it said Ja Rule song, but no, I'm not gonna do that. So look, man. You know how like when church folks, right? And I'm talking even the brothers, you know, Stan, you know, when they tell you, hey brother, right? Hold on. Hey brother, right? You gotta be vulnerable. You know, you could cry to your brothers. You could cry to these sisters, right? You could cry this and cry that and be vulnerable this and vulnerable that. Go ahead and confess your sins, my brother, right? Because when you confess your sins, you will be free in the name of Jesus, right? But go ahead and confess your sins to me because I am your brother and I am your brother's keeper, right?
Yeah,
that bullshit. So, yeah, you be vulnerable. You tell the wrong brother about your sins and your struggles, your urges. And you know what the hell they do? They use that and then they call you a spiritual Mac Daddy. Okay?
A worm.
A snake.
A person,
a person, right? Who is what is called emotional infidelity. You're an emotional cheater, right? Because you can't help to like not look at someone's ass that be showing around in the pool pit. When all these women wearing these tight ass jeans and shit, and you expect for me not to look. Damn that I'm gonna look. Okay? Fuck that. But if I'm labeled as a cheater because of my
what the hell are y'all talking about?
Oh, you have to be there.
You know what? I'm going to say this.
Let me say this. Ignore all this. Ignore all this bitter bullshit that they should already be over. That happened fucking 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
They had me with big chest booty.
I like these two. I like these two. I actually deal with my shit, but that's another conversation for another time. Let them keep going with this bullshit. Go ahead. But
well, because I do want to respond to Chocolate.
They're the same person who just opened up a church.
Yeah. Anyways,
church on Fridays. All right, remember that.
Make sure y'all come to Bible Talk on Fridays. Explain it was look. The point of me saying. The point of me saying this, right? And by the way, I am advertising Talks of Tuesdays, right? When we do talk about the midweek sections, right? Okay. So putting a little plug out there. the point of me saying this is that, right, is that no matter what we do, right, what we try to do, don't let him up because I don't know who he is, right? We don't have that luxury, right, to be vulnerable, especially when it comes to other men, where it comes to other women, because the moment they get mad at you, right, they're going to throw all that bullshit in your face, and then they're going to try to ruin your relationship, or the person who you entrust is going to try to pretty much make you feel less of a man. And it starts off with you being vulnerable to the wrong type of people. And a lot of times, you can't really just say wholeheartedly like, oh, like you should choose like the right person, or you should know like who you're picking. Because maybe at the time, it takes a lot to really build, but it only takes a few seconds to actually destroy shit. So that's the bullshit I'm gonna have to place on that. But anyways,
yeah, it's not like every
I
man
digress.
trust. So I think that's the whole thing. Like, not all men. We all know that men. There's not a lot of men that want to build you up. And that's something that I think for us guys, we'll probably have to do a show on about the brotherhood, because maybe the women need more understanding of how men deal with other men. Maybe. I'm just saying, just a suggestion.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that'd be a good topic. But just to kind of tack with the question they asked, I would say, like, why men don't want to be vulnerable is just like, we know y'all a lot of times can't, handle a lot of stress. So say we got a situation that's popping off and we got to go get solutions. We want to bring that to y'all because it's almost one of those things. We're already stressed dealing with that situation. We're trying to solve that. Then if we put that on your guys' lane and say like, now you're stressed out, that's going to add just extra stress to this whole situation. So sometimes it's better just to go solve it so you could, kind of keep yourself, your sanity in control and stuff like that. So I think that's another element that's not talked about, why men like don't want to include a ton of people into that situation, because it's just added stress to that. So I know a lot of times I just go try to solve it. Like I said, I might talk to somebody that has like some expertise, what I need to kind of fix that. And then I'll come back. I'll be like, hey, here's what's going on. Like if I'm talking to my wife, I'm like, here's the situation, here's what's going on, and here's what I'm gonna do to fix that situation. Then that way, she's like, oh, okay, thanks for communicating with me, but the problem's already solved and she's not stressing out, and then I don't have to deal with that whole like additional element to that situation.
Right. And I can't forget to about evolution. Salute to your evolution. Thank you for being patient with us.
Hey, y'all. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sis. How you doing?
Hey.
Evo.
Evo,
girl. Okay, Brooklyn all day.
Brooklyn all day.
I love the fact that y'all have become so positive, about this topic. And I was really waiting for some group of men to actually have this topic. I just want to say, for anybody watching that don't know me, all these men up here are my brothers. I am not talking about them. I have found a way to respect each one of them in their own right. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk to the guys that really like the soft, the soft guy era. Us real women, I'm gonna be honest myself. I'm just glad some of you soft as great men came out the closet, because these bones have been forever. You get what I'm saying? Because I be looking at it like I've been calling soft dudes out forever, and it's about time that y'all have y'all movement. Some of y'all might not be taking penis as of yet. And this is the step before you actually get penetrated. And this is needed. I'm just saying, this is needed. Some of y'all need to realize that y'all want to be women. And it is okay, because being a woman is the best thing on earth. I love being a woman. I can't say there's anything better. And I'm gonna be honest, there's something that I've been talking about called womb envy. And that's what this soft girl
Oh, can you
ever
say that
is.
again? You said too fast. What
Womb
is
envy. WOMB. Womb envy. It's where there is a significant jealousy for a woman, everything about a woman, whether it's her clothes, you know, they wear dresses, you know, her heels. Now they got shoes, Nikes that are heels. They wear earrings now on both sides of the ear. They want to cry. They want to complain. They're emotional. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave this up here for a while.
Let's talk about it. Some of us are so glad that some of y'all came out the closet, and I don't mind supporting you. But this is all I'm gonna say. When there are real men issues, I'm gonna need y'all to step back. If y'all in y'all soft guy era, the fact that y'all motto is drizzle, is drizzle, that's the softest thing there is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Drake, because I think Drake is soft as a grape too. You know, I'm just saying, that's y'all leader. Is that y'all leader? Like I'm just saying. Ain't nobody gonna say it but me, and I want all the smoke, so it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rest right now. I'm a digress. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. I mean, White had to mention Drake, though. I mean, I was with you all the way through, but you had to throw Drake up into the bus. Hey, that's not right. You ain't shit for that.
She threw the whole movement under the bus. They
Y'all
still
know
don't care.
Drake's my favorite light-skinned guy, man.
The soft guy era. They said they want all this vote. They said they don't care about that. They said y'all gonna pay half these bills. They ain't letting y'all off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us women do. I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
Is that part of it? Oh, I'm sorry, Evolution. Go ahead, you got it.
No, chocolate, my queen. No, I have been waiting to lead one of these soft dudes into greatness because they not going to
Evolution.
without a strong leader.
Evolution.
I'm taking applications. I will lead you right into where you're supposed to be in your manhood. Because some of you want to be bad bitches. Some of y'all want to be bad bitches.
I
know I got the pimp hand for all the bad bitches. So whoever want it, they can come get it because I got it.
Yeah.
I can't believe
you are the best. Like, why?
Wait, you gotta talk about her show. When does her show come on this week? So people
I love you so much.
Hats off, sis.
We need
Come
on, we need to talk.
Damn, why can't we have this energy on Toxic Tuesdays, man?
Okay,
I can't wait.
She has two shows. She has a show on Wednesday. You know what I mean? With myself, the Intellectual Evolution era. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's Wednesday nights. You feel me? Then she has the ladies' night with most of these women on here. You know what I'm saying? The ladies live talk. You know what I mean? Episode 2 coming this Thursday. You better be ready. You know what I mean? Because they ready. You know what I mean? Let's get it. You know what I mean? That's what we doing.
And we're gonna be bringing back our ladies' night too, like non-human relationships. So stay tuned though. Once we get everything figured out. But anyways, look, man, we ain't gotta explain shit to all these people who's watching us, right? Because we just be rolling out content and it just be so much and so overwhelming. But guess what though? Y'all keep supporting, and so that way, I mean, look, and for that, we are definitely grateful for you guys to support. Because we know you guys like to see like the ladies, man, they talk and give their 2 cents into it. But anyways, Chocolate, you was about to say something. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go ahead and LLC this as I keep listening. So it sounds like a lot of brothers will pay to find them a nice wife. There's a lot of women out there. It's a lot of women out there.
How about Sugar Mama? I need some
not sugar. No, not Sugar Mama. I'm saying for real. Like I don't know. But there are women who have flown men out. There's nothing wrong with it. Why is that a sexual? I see.
Hold on. I'm only going by what I heard because apparently,
I know.
Also mean you like that's the gateway to getting diddied around.
I didn't say that. That was.
I know you didn't.
But I just was trying to.
Yeah, that's why I asked her. I asked you.
Wait, hold on. No, stop.
Apparently, if you getting screwed out, you're getting screwed out.
Okay, and all right. Well, and if that's the case, then I'll say this. I have done all of those things. Doesn't make me no less, no more than any of you on here. If I am into you, if we have decided to be together, I don't have a problem with that. Now that doesn't make me 100%. Yes.
Okay.
I've paid bills, I've bought dinner, I've been a supporter, I've encouraged, I've done those things, and I don't say it. I'm not saying that to look for.
You was a leader.
You're not a real woman then.
Hold on, y'all. For real, because it's like just as we talk about the different ones, here's a segment of women, right? I come from a segment of women who can be both, who could be the domestic mother, wife at home, and also be, if something go down or things change, she could jump right into the next move. We don't wait, we don't think, it's time to move on to the next. If it's not working, you done everything, it's time to move on.
And we want our husbands.
And so it's like, if I say to you, and you said something M3 earlier, and I hope that was remembered, that sometimes y'all just not, that find her in your backyard or find him in your, that ain't it no more. You need to expand your horizons. But that still goes with self-reflection. Everything y'all saying. And we know that we're encouraged and influenced and we connect because we do the same things as others. We have our differences, but we also have a lot of similarities. And it's like, let's talk about that then. Why is it so hard for these men to find mates? Why are we still in 2024 talking about men not still kind of trying to figure out their way or path in this society? I don't care what you do. I think it's great if it's positive, but it never sounds positive. It's always something kind of underhand, and you ain't got to do that. Maybe y'all do need to air this all out. Go jump off a cliff into a lake, or go swing from something, do some jumbies, you know.
That's too white.
Okay, well, go play some basketball. Go play some football. Go outside. Go do something with all this energy. If you feel that vulnerability will put you at a disadvantage, then make it an advantage. Take it and turn it into something.
You know, we have to make that into a show then, because it's a lot deeper than that. Because how much
deeper do you want to go, Stan? Because every time somebody says something, you say, wait, let's make another layer. We have to start one at a time. So what is the initial issue?
That's kind of to my point, though. Right. That was kind of to my point of, like, selling the idea of vulnerability to men comes at a cost to that man.
Yes.
Like, and that's the part of vulnerability in men that you, as a woman, probably wouldn't be able to show a man. You probably wouldn't be able to tell a man that, because you're going to leave out that chunk.
Why are you going to leave?
Hold on. Listen to him. Listen to him.
Hold on. Right. Because you're telling men to, well, if you feel like that's your, go bungee jump, or go do this, go play hopscotch if you feel vulnerable.
I was just it's satire. I wasn't.
I get you. Don't get me to it. I get you. But I'm saying it's that as carefree, or you should just be able to go handle it idea about male vulnerability. It should be that easy as to go out and play hopscotch, is to manage my vulnerability as a man, because for you as a woman, it is almost the opposite, to where it's over encouraged. Your vulnerability for a woman comes standard. That's like seatbelt in the car.
Well, I have to just say,
hold on, wait a minute. I get you want to disagree, and it might be in your idea to disagree, but on the larger scale, vulnerability for women doesn't come across the same way as it does for men. I'm not saying we have it harder. Y'all might have more that you feel vulnerable about. Y'all have a lot of.
But that's what I mean, sir. Why do we have to compare it? Like, okay, you go through shit, I go through shit. Okay, so what is the
different problems require different solutions.
No, I'm with you. I'm
Right. So
completely with you.
if we were cars, you would be
No,
a
no, no,
Honda.
sir. We
This
not
is what I'm saying.
cars.
Wait a minute. This. Okay, so I know we're not cars. You're a human, but if you're not gonna let me do my analogy, then you're not gonna understand where I'm coming from.
No, no, I do understand. You can
So,
leave it as human beings. I got you. I'm
okay,
following what you're saying.
but I'm going to use my example. As if we were cars, women are Hondas, men are like Chevys. Yes, they both have engines. They both have what would be considered an engine, but there are very different ways that you go about fixing said engines. Yes, we understand that they work the same. They have the same purpose, but the insides, the inner workings, the details, how the fluids flow, how this works is completely different depending on the maker. So when I say that, yes, men and women have vulnerability, we both possess vulnerability. It's not bad that ours was different than y'all's. It's just if we want to fix the problem, we have to understand. We need y'all to understand as women that our vulnerability works different than y'all.
But I do understand that it works differently. I never said that I did not understand that, nor am I putting in any twist. I'm saying the encouragement and positivity amongst men to feel comfortable enough. What a man teaches his son, what a uncle teaches his nephew, on and on and on. Who is it only encouraged by? We only are men and women. That's it. So the encouragement is coming from a mix of men and women saying that this is right, this is right, this is right, on and on and on and on. Okay, we got that part. What I'm asking, and I apologize if people think I'm trying to sound condescending. This is my voice. I talk like this all the time, so I apologize if anybody takes it any different. What I'm truly asking is, then why is it that we can only get so close to coming to, okay, let's bounce around solutions. We quick to bounce around the negative of it. Let's bounce around some solutions. Obviously, something is working because people are still getting married, having kids, staying together, the 9-9. Something's working. So we can find positive examples to go, okay, a relationship can work X, Y, and Z. Maybe we need to look at it this. Why do we feel X, Y, and Z? I'm, as a woman, am always ready. If that's the case, let's go that deep. If as a woman, that will help me understand better my mate, my relationship. Hell yeah, of course I'm gonna be down for that. But sometimes I feel like we get there and then it's like, well, that's not gonna work because you gotta be rare and you on 1 in 1,000 bajillion. Of course we all are. But we all are searching for the same thing in that conversation of, let's talk about some solutions. Why can't we make it a social obligation to help others, better their lives? You know what I mean? The same way as we better ours. Like, why is that taboo when we talk about these things? Because they tie into that piece. But
well, I'll be real quick.
No, I got it. Thank you.
No, let's be real quick. Here's the secret of men. A lot of times men just want to destroy other men. And that's just point blank. Not every man want to see you grow as a man. Not every brother is my brother. And there are men who would rather see me in my demise than see me in my success. So a lot of times I have to hide it. I have to hide my growth. I have to stay the same, put a mask on, and move forward. And that's what it means to be a man. I do not have the luxury to shut down and to think that somebody's going to lift me up. I don't have it. I've been told by other men. I've been told by men in the family. And the sad part about it, in my family, right, we only have 2 males left in my mother's side. And that is it. It's a bunch of women, which was like, we're grateful for all the aunts and everything else. But I only have 2 uncles left. And one of them just fallen deep in depression like the rest of the men have. And the other one, I have to call him regularly, make sure he's okay. Because sadly, to all the men in our family, they all disappeared. And they all put things inwards. And they all crashed. We still have men who probably my grandmother that passed away 20 years ago. And this is like their grandmothers. and they're in their late 50s and 60s, and they haven't been able to share, but you can see on their face, and they internalize just everything, and they're just walking around like a zombie. I mean, that's what it means to be a man, is just to take it. You can't share it because other men want to destroy you, and so they could be big. And sadly, that's what it means to be a man. That's the hidden thing about men's world, and that's why I wanted it to be a show, because it's a lot bigger than just.
Stan, that I'm sorry to hear. That's horrible.
Respond to that, chocolate.
That sounds horrible.
Can I respond to that, chocolate?
Wait.
Oh my gosh! Wow. No. You got it.
Yeah, ladies, we're gonna let you guys respond, but let me just say this real quick. This is why, like, when we try to have our mental health podcast and things wasn't like really working the way how we wanted, it wasn't because of like, oh, women not supporting, because some of you guys, most of you guys was like the biggest supporters that actually came to our show, and I appreciate you guys. This was kind of before you kind of came in, Deja, right? And I know you would definitely been loving this podcast if we had continued on. But the men didn't really take us, like our own selves, like seriously. And I'm not saying out of like no hateration type of like movement, but it's like when men does not really care to help another man out, to lift each other up, we can't really expect too much out of women to like be the ones to lift us up. And I'm not saying you guys are trying for us to do so, but there is no outlet for us to really tune to but ourselves. You know what I mean? Or we have to go through other coping mechanisms to actually get through what we're going through at the moment of time.
But I got to give a little pushback to stand on that, because I get what you're saying. So a lot of times it might seem rough, but I think what we do as men, we overcomplicate our lives sometimes, and I think that's where men get it wrong. And I love what it's Dasha, right? I just want to make sure I get it right. Deja, my bad. But I love what you were saying in the beginning, because you were like, maybe it was like another show we were doing, but you were explaining like simplicity. You're like, look, I'm willing to go just to the park, work with my man, do this. And as men, a lot of times, man, we'll overlook females like that that's willing to work with you, and then we'll bring in somebody that's always distracting, and then we'll turn around and complain about that, and we'll make our lives harder, man, instead of getting that actual person that's willing to come in and like grind it out with you. So I think I see that a lot with dudes, where they'll pull the wrong person in their life, skip over the good females and make it harder. And then, that's when we're looking at like, damn, I ain't got that ride or die chick with me. I don't have that rider with me. So I think a lot of times we do like overcomplicate things, and, then we feel like we can't talk to our partner to a certain degree. And I do agree with you guys. Like, we don't want to overshare sometimes, because like I said, we don't want to stress people out. We don't want to put that burden in our lane. But you get a good chick. I'm married, so my wife, she'll come in there and like I could break things down with her, run some like different, I'll say, strategies and stuff. So it does make a difference. You got that right person and stuff. So I think sometimes we got to stay away from like what we were talking about earlier, like the female that actually don't want to work with you, and go to the pool of females that are like that, because that will simplify your life. I'm living it, and I know you too, M3, where your wife is real supportive. So I think that's where men gotta like focus on that element more than, like I said, the superficial stuff.
No, I get you, Jerk. I mean, look, a lot of these topics I don't really care too much about, because it doesn't really apply to me. And I'm gonna just be honest with you on that note. But you have a lot of people that's out there hurting, and mostly it's because like people who are single and who are struggling in relationships. So of course, it's just being like a primary relationship podcast. When you're going through these struggles for both men and women, you guys gotta kind of see like, okay, what is the imbalance that's going on? Deja, I know you wanted to say something, so my bad, sis. So go ahead.
Thanks. My heart's been racing. I get so excited to talk when y'all be talking. So I'm just going to apologize in advance when I be muting and unmuting, because I'm like, ooh, it's like double judge. Can I jump in? But no, I appreciate it. Couple things real quick. One, I also have a show coming up tomorrow. It's called Deja Safe Space, and we are interviewing one of my artist friends. He's actually someone who went to prison for a long time and became a minister. And so we're going to talk about his story. So join us tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern, and 9 a.m. Western or Pacific.
Awesome,
Anyway,
sis. Awesome.
yeah, join. And he does great artwork, so he's going to share that too.
And would that be on the Intellectual Soapbox?
Yeah.
Which channel?
Yeah, on his channel.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely tune into that.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. But I want to go back to what Stan was alluding to, and then I want to go back to what Chocolate was saying, because Stan, I understand where you're I understand where you're coming from.
Oh, pun intended.
I understand where you're coming from. Not because I'm a man, because I've had to do that. I've had, just as anybody, a lot of bad, just gross and just stupid shit happen for no reason. And I did walk around feeling like I couldn't talk to anybody. And I did have no feelings. Like, it was so bad to the point where I could go to a funeral and not cry. Like, it was bad. And it was because I felt like nobody heard me. I felt like nobody cared. I felt like if I were to talk, I'd be called dramatic, because when I used to cry or whatever, that's what I would be called, was dramatic. That what I'm saying isn't really that big of a deal. So we've all been gaslighted like that. So what I'm saying is, it's that in itself isn't a man or woman thing. That's a person who has just felt being gaslighted so much, and that can be toxic no matter who it is. I say that because when we talk about vulnerability, again, it's about finding that safe space. And I know how that sounds. It's like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do that every place we go? No, what we're fighting for, what Chocolate and I are saying, what we're fighting for is for you guys to have a safe space. We recognize that we have two different engines. We recognize that cars work differently. We recognize that. What we're trying to figure out is, what is the solution and how can we help you? And what message do we need to be sharing and spreading for you guys, or on behalf of you, I'll say. It's not to say,
well said, love. Well
we don't
said.
need you to cry in front of everybody. That's not what we're saying. We don't need you to heal in the ways that we heal. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, we just want you to have this space. I don't care if it is with your brother. I don't care if that's the only person you talk to. Just have the space already to do that. And so as you hear, those who are married on here, they have that space in their partnerships. From what I'm hearing, I don't know your relationships, it's just from what I heard. There you have that. So it shows that it's possible. And that's why we say, when it takes a right person, I know searching for the right person takes a while. That's what dating is. Like, that's just what it is. If you want to hold off on certain things to tell your partner until after you're married, okay, fine, so be it. But your partner is your partner. And that should be your safe space. So if you're not finding it right now, that sucks, yes, but it's not to say that it's not out there. It's that we have to keep searching, just as we're searching for our mates. Like, I can't just say, I snap my, I wish, and here's my husband. I have to go out and actually filter through all of these assholes before I can find him. Yes, it's been a lot of assholes. So, Stan, we're not talking about it. I'm gonna just say it like that. We're not talking about it, Stan, because you know where that's gonna go. So, we're not going there today. So,
I'm just saying, like, maybe they're your soul steps, not assholes. They're leading you to your person.
I'm not entertaining it. I'm just not entertaining it. So we want you. So we're just trying to advocate. We know you don't have that. We understand that. It's a fact.
Yes, we have. You have allies out here. If you listen to us,
or if you,
we don't have to be. And I apologize, sis. If the whole, oh, you a pick me, oh, you this, like I said, I've raised a young black man. Every day I am a part of his life, and my father, my grandfather, my uncle, well, my grandfathers, all of the men in my life are gone. Let's just say that. And so only say that is it did give me insight that I probably would have never had until I had a child of my own, right? But then you also have to take in consideration looking at his environment. How is he responding to the environment? Yes, it can go as deep as you want to the trenches as far as the details of it all. But when we are saying it, we're not trying to be snide and funny. Yeah, we might be the girl in the back with the glasses and the braids, but we are your allies if you allow us that space, because there are plenty of women who I know personally, and I can only speak to that. I don't know women all over the place, but I've met a lot of women in my travels, so to speak. And in the conversation of men, it really truly does come down to usually these simple things like, I just want to know what's going on in his head about me. Not all the time, but just check in with me. I've heard that. I've heard, as you guys were discussing, the intimacy of the relationship. It's a lot of intricate pieces, as the brother described earlier. So we are aware. That's why we ask. That's why I even ask. That's why I even talk to brothers on here. I just try to get certain perspectives and things like that, a pulse of what is going on, because it has always been a part of my life. So I guess I don't know. Yeah, I agree with the gentleman who calls himself the sophisticated jerk on 100 that I think you overlook that you have them, or you don't trust that it is, because we can't be attractive and be your ally, because then you think we up to something. And then that comes into play too. So we can go deep, Stan. Hey, listen, and pick a day.
Hello?
I am very aware of what is happening, and it's not just from this space. Oh, I'm sorry. Evolution, that's you?
No, that's
No, it's not me.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me say this real quick. Right.
And we need Queen to go up next too, though. But go ahead, Mr. Best.
Let me say it real quick. Now, the thing we have to realize is that it's never been safe for us as a people to be vulnerable. For men or women, we ain't never had a safe space for us to be vulnerable as a people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we have to just understand that. You know what I mean? And I think the more we understand it, the better that it is. You know what I'm saying? The quicker we get to that, the more better that life will be for both of us. You know what I'm saying? Or all of us. You know what I mean? Because yes, men and women are gonna be looked at different in society. We ain't gonna be looked at the same. We're not. You know what I'm saying? Women are looked at one way, men are looked at another way. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a natural fact. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Our people have like Shahrazad Ali, came up with 2 books. You know what I mean? A black man got to understand the black woman. The black woman's got to understand the black man. You know what I'm saying? These books are out there because and she even said in our book, we have never sat down as men and women in this country, right? And said, yo, how does the black men and black women live with each other? How do we do relationships? We've never done that. We never created a safe space for each other, right? We've only adopted different cultures and different things and different ways of life and implemented and indoctrinated it into our own. We ain't never created a safe space for each other. You know what I mean? Nor do we have safe space for each other like that on a mass whole as a people. So I think that's a big thing. And I think that's a really key thing that's missing. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And vulnerability and us being vulnerable and us not having a safe space is gonna affect both of us in different ways. For women, it would affect them one way. For a man, it's going to affect them a different way. And we just have to understand it. It's going to be different across the board, because even though I do believe men and women are equal, but we're equal as far as like us being human, but we're different as far as just how society views us, and as far as just our emotions and just our chemistry and how we're made. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only difference. You know what I mean? So outside of that, yeah, like I said, the people, we've never been had the chance to be vulnerable at all. But that's it. That's all I gotta say, y'all. That can rock out.
Yeah, but Mr. Best, like.
Thank you. So.
I hear you. Like, as far as like, okay, like a communal standpoint, right? And I do agree, like as far as like we have to have like those sit downs and actually have like those talks between like the African man and the African woman. But or I'll just say black man, black woman, because people are so politically correct now these days. But the thing is that like as an American society, like there is like a difference, and you don't even have to be a black man. Like you could be a white person, you could be Mexican, whatever the case is, right? But you're still going to have the judgment within certain communities that's going to look at you no matter what as you're soft, because all you're just trying to do is pretty much just be free. And that's the sad part, is that nobody around, especially like in Western society, can ever have that feeling of opening up to each other and just say, hey, like I'm hurting in this area and I need help, without somebody trying to shame and bash you or try to shoo you away. And a lot of times when we have these conversations, even on these panels, people don't even allow the person to actually finish like their narrative or finish their story, because they think that they know what is right. But we're all still learning how to become better people. And if we could learn how to become better people, I think that's where like the solution could actually put into practice. And that's what we try to like strive for as much as we can when we have these type of topics, But it requires listening, it requires understanding. And I get it, everybody has their own perspectives, but not everybody's going to agree. And that's only based on their own personalized experience, that maybe in that particular social circle that they should have got out of, or maybe they're still trapped into that social circle where they still feel like they need that validation and that acceptance from other people that's not going to give them that proper help and validation. Who knows? But a lot of people are still crying for help, and a lot of people still doesn't feel that the vulnerability is equally shared, or everybody has certain like experiences. To me, to each their own. I know women had, was vulnerable with other men, and it was used, it was crushed. People did them dirty, and I know a lot of men that that was vulnerable and so forth. So, but other than that, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. It's just that, yeah, it is far different, man. Like when it comes to that, and I still believe that at least most. I'm not going to say all, but most women, they are able. At least they could walk around in public and cry, and people will ask them, "Oh, baby, what's wrong? What's going on with you? How can we help?" Versus a man crying and then we're sniggling and laughing at him.
Because that's our nature with women. I don't understand.
No, we can't say that. No, we don't do that. I have to disagree with you, love.
No, you guys don't do that.
We are.
That's the truth. You guys don't do that.
Hold on, hold on, Evolution. Let me retort what M3 is saying, because he was making a point on my point. So let me counterpoint, right? My thing is this, right? At the end of the day, right? When it comes to just of course, ideally, yes. We want to say, the only race that matters is the human race, right? Ideally, yes, we would love to live in a world like that. That'd be great. That we can just all just sit in one big circle and hold hands, and all races be all equal, and we're all happy, and we don't see color. But that's not the real world. In the real world, our people is treated differently, and we move differently than other people. It's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? So the race part does matter. M3, it does.
I never said it didn't matter though.
No, but here's the thing, right? Also, they just move differently than us. They don't move the same. You know what I'm saying? The way they move, the way that their culture is, the way that they handle their women and their men is completely different. And they make sure that they know and that we see that there's a difference, right? They separate themselves on purpose. That's why they have different, ceremonies and stuff like that we are not invited to. It could be a quinceañera. It could be the Jewish people with the what's that ceremony they have for when you turn 13?
Bar mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah. Yeah. They make sure that they have these ceremonies and everything else to make it let it be known that we are different. We not like you niggas, okay? We are different, or whoever else, right? So like that's really a real thing, okay? they have their own way of customs of living and everything else. And I'm not saying that their customs are right or wrong or whatever else. They just have different customs. With that being said, we as a people, as our people, we know, you know what I mean, that our men and women, we really don't have the same space. You know what I mean? We don't. You know what I'm saying? We do not, and we have never had that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's Stan, you funny. You know what I mean? I see the comment for all of us holding hands and saying, okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like we never had that like completely as a whole. Now, can we get there? Yes. Will it be work? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's gonna be hard for both us, you know what I mean, collectively as men and women of color. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, yes, the men are gonna be looked at differently than the women, right? And they're gonna be treated differently. But I know Evolution is about to shoot, so I'm just let her shoot, and then we go from there. I'm about to jump up.
Actually, no. We got Queen up in the building that she hasn't even spoke yet. So
what's up, devil?
Oh,
what's up, red light? Red light. You got
hold
red light
on, now,
Queen.
You
have to come up and mess.
She's shooting. I ain't got to.
You know what I can say? Where your horns at, baby? Where your horns at?
Coming
in here with a red
at?
light special. Damn. Anyway, your little hush puppies. Anyway, well, I'm not gonna go to you for now. But anyway, so I heard here and there what y'all talking about. Okay, cool. So number one, we need to debunk the bullshit forefathers told us. Okay, cool. When you look at your grandparents, great-grandparents, you take what worked and you sift what didn't work. Because the bullshit people tell you and the bullshit they live is two different things. People got a lot to say about what you should do and shouldn't do. Then when you look at their life, it's shit. It's trash. So that's number one. We need to let go of the toxicity that we grew up with. Our parents had toxicity that they was embedded in them, and that's why it's called healing. Generational curses. You heal that bullshit. You don't just keep doing the same thing. It's called insanity. Obviously, it ain't working, right? Ain't nothing wrong with a vulnerable man. Now, if you want to be vulnerable with ratchet hoes and thieves and crooks, then that's on you. You the dummy. Just like women. Women get vulnerable and they get assaulted, they get used, they get abused, and they come up missing. So let's not play like one is worse than the next. Now, society has put us all in a category, in a box. Last time I checked, we all grown as fuck. So what you do with society, you say fuck you. But if you want to be a part of the norm, you keep going into society and you're going to get the cards that you get because you don't want to be an individual and go against the society norm. You're not going to go against what works for you. You're going to go what works for everybody because you want to be liked or you want to be whatever, respected. That's on you as a man, woman, child, whatever. That's on you. And one don't have it worse than the other. Women's vulnerability leads them up missing, ended. Men's vulnerability leaves them humiliated, whatever. It's still the same thing. One is not worse than the other. Why do we always have to say, oh, you had 29.6% and I got, no, it's still the same thing. Hurt is hurt. Hurt is hurt. Why do we always got to put a value or a number to it? That's why we keep having these dumb conversations about who had it worse. We all got it worse. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter if I'm a woman or a man. When I walk into certain circles, I'm a nigga. They don't care. So let's stay focused. Like what Chocolate said. We need to move forward to have solutions. So if we keep talking about having an argument who had it worse, then we're gonna stay where we are. That's it. Ain't nothing wrong with a vulnerable man. Now, if you with someone who you can't be vulnerable, guess what? You gotta make a decision. You gotta make a decision. Is it worth it or is it not? You know, my parents, they had their issues, but the one thing I never saw my mother do is put my father down for coming to her with vulnerability. They had 6 fucking kids. 6 and 2 dogs. So when he went into the work field, he felt shit. When she went in the work field, he worked in the travel business, airplanes, whatever, the airport, whatever, and she worked in the hospital. You don't think she felt shit too? So at the end of the day, whenever he would come home, and I would catch them, talking, oh yeah, I seen my father cry a few times, you know, but it's nothing wrong with that. And then look at him, oh, you ain't man, because you ain't blah, blah, blah. But when I hear how he was raised, I can only imagine what he would have become if he didn't have that woman he could be vulnerable with. Because when I hear how his grandfather or my grandfather and my great grandfather acted, I'm like, what the hell? You know, yeah, because that's what they were taught. And I rest my plane there.
Hey, thank you for sharing, Queen.
Let me piggyback off of what Queen said, because I like what she said, man. She was definitely cooking, but I totally agree with her, because at the end of the day, like that's what the issue is. I what she kind of like mapped out, you know, people are following people, and I also like what Chocolate said. It's like maybe you need to move, you know, if that's the case, if you're around like a lot of like toxicity, because at the end of the day, you're going to have a responsibility to your family to like detach from whatever and grow and stuff. So I like what Queen was saying, man, definitely. Because yeah, I think at the end of the day, you got to like make that decision. Like, do I want to win and put my family in the best capacity, or do I just sit around here and keep aligning with people that's going to like bring you down? So Queen was cooking.
Yeah, man. So I know we're already at the 2 hour and almost like 30-minute mark. If anybody wanna have any last words to like to close out, because honestly, man, this was definitely a great topic, and I mean, I don't think it's necessary for me to play any additional videos because we already get the concept of it. All right, you know, of all these movements and how these movements should just be put at rest, and how we should really have proper communication to actually at least do your part and communicate. If not anything else, just do that. If you want to learn from something, learn how to communicate. And if that person's not the one that you need to communicate to, then you need to be brave enough as men to keep pushing forward. And for women, if you feel like you're at a space where you can't really express, or you feel like overlooked, then you need to be like in a space where you're seen, where you're chosen, where people are actually going to respect you as a woman. And I mean, for you guys on the panel, I don't think I have to worry too much about y'all, because y'all pretty solid, all y'all is, you know. But I can't say that for the rest of the people who are even watching us as well. So I gotta just put in some work, man, and get to it.
I think, and I just want to say thank you for allowing me up on the panel. And of course, conversation is great. Much love to everyone on here. I just want to add this piece. I think, like I said before, it's not just me trying to go, let me be the Care Bear bunch. No, I'm saying if you, on an economic stance, we don't have rehabs for our people. So if they're trying to get off a particular or shake a particular addiction, we don't have anything for them. So, and the reason I even bring that up is this. Here's what's happening in that dynamic. Okay, let's say that y'all always talk about the Pookies and the Ray Rays. Let's say it's just like watching it on a cartoon. Okay, make it light. You put them on the conveyor belt, you give them some sense of self and get them right. Boom, now you've made a great black guy. You've assisted this man to be his best by providing the opportunity for him to get it together. That's a segment of y'all. Not, there's segments of us because we don't know the numbers. So there's just segments of us. And I do believe that it is part of our social experiment that, okay, so it's never been done before, so let's do it. Let's create it. Let's not just talk about it. I'm not saying it like in we about to jump off here and get it to the board meeting. I'm saying that my thought process on support and not just yelling out, we need to support, we need to be allies. No, I'm saying, okay, if this is a part of our segment that we can help, giving us an opportunity to better people, there's nothing wrong with that. We've been indoctrinated already with what we have now. So why couldn't we give new information? Well, not new information. Let me take it back. I'm sorry. The information and deliver it in a way so people can understand, meet them where they are, men and women both. There's segments of our community that need us, and that in turn would put men and women in very powerful positions as we grow as a community. There's ways to do this. So that's all I was saying. I just didn't want y'all to think I'm out here just being rah-rah coach. It can work. So thank y'all for having me. That's what I'll say. Thanks.
Thank you. And safe space, pretty. Salute to Great Pill Podcast. And look, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning into our Regulus reviews. With your boy Empty and the Sophisticated Jerk. Yeah, man, this was definitely like a really fun, but then yet serious, topic. And man, I'm just grateful to be on like this space where we're able to actually deliver some real type of content. You know what I mean? And not just stuff that's just monkey shit. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I appreciate everybody for hopping up on the panel to help us to participate in these type of topics. Deja, I'm looking forward to your Sunday sermon. So I'll be up there, man, with my Bible ready. So
I'm excited. The only thing I will say, just for the next couple, I am still going to do it every week. I'm still just trying to figure out what timing is the right timing. But for now, tomorrow, it's going to be 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Wait, you say 11 a.m. Central?
Yeah, I'm in Kansas City.
Oh, okay. 11 a.m. Central, and then 12 p.m.
Hey, Kansas City, what?
Look, I was gonna say, hey, Kansas City.
Jersey. I will never claim Kansas City. I'm originally from Jersey.
Boo.
I'm Jersey City, specifically. But
I'm sorry, that was funny. I'm sorry.
I just so happen to be based in Kansas City, and I love it. Been here about 4 years, but anyway, yeah. So 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Again, it's called Deja Safe Space and Opportunity. So when we talk about actionable things, this is one of the actionable things that I have tried to do. So I don't have to go out and save the world. I can just create a conversation within my safe space and allow people to share their topics within the safe space. So find your way to do it.
That's it, sis. That's it.
Art, if it's art, cool. If it's not, cool. If it's you going to volunteer, cool. If you're doing a big brother, big sister, cool. There are ways to be active. And like what Chocolate was saying, there's a lot of talk, yes, but how are we doing it? We can say what are the solutions, but now how are we actionably doing it? So it's almost like we could keep each other accountable. So anyway, come to Deja Safe Space tomorrow, 11 a.m. and we'll be talking. His name is Prentice Banks, and he has been incarcerated. I believe he has a life sentence, but he actually turned into a minister. And so he's going to talk to, and an artist, a dope artist. So he's going to talk to us a little bit about that. We'll go through some videos, get some topics in. We're going to get some scripture in. Come on. And it's just going to be a cool, safe space. You guys will be able to jump on too if you want to have comments and feedback. So tune in. That's all. Oh, and
much
please
success.
Look for the girls who don't wear makeup, have natural hair, who like to cook, who want you to have safe space. Because we out here, okay? Look for them and stop overlooking us, Stanley.
I'm about to tell you, I'm about to make some money, D. I'm about to start a dating service because that's what it sounds like to me.
Please.
Because it seemed like
I will surely wear some sneakers somewhere. Fuck them hills. Let me stop.
I'm interested to know why y'all think y'all get overlooked. That's
okay.
I've heard y'all. I know that's gonna start a whole nother conversation.
Oh, it is. We're just gonna stop right there because it is.
No. Look. I'm gonna say this. Save this for Toxic Tuesdays, 6 p.m.
Oh no, but it's not toxic. But it's not toxic.
Right. No, all right. I don't want it to be under the because I don't want to take away from the level of toxicity. But I think, and this is kind of like my thing. I think that their idea meets at an intersection with my idea of male vulnerability. Like the
I
way
think
you
we
feel
need to
like
create it. Create the
like the way you
spaces.
right. The way you feel like you think you're overlooked, I don't think y'all as much overlooked as y'all think. I think it's a lot more internal. I think it's a lot more internal than y'all think it is.
But we definitely need to
Well,
have
of
that
course.
conversation. That needs
I
to be
mean,
a topic.
I'm all for it, but just to tell you, sir, like I believe this young lady, and I'll say this, I think I'm very aware of my inner workings. That's why I can comfortably come up here and talk to y'all. That's why if you notice in these spaces, there are a handful of women who will come up and actually have conversations. We're not afraid. There's not a misnomer of oh, we trying to be better or say men or point fingers. So yeah, you know what I mean. Yes, we get overlooked. Y'all don't talk about positive women like that.
Okay,
I'm much love to y'all, but you
I
don't.
hate that this is going to go into another stream, but I just want to say this real quick. I just want to say this real quick. You feel like that because you experience this space and this space. Those conversations about them women will never get the views. They will never get the fucking attention. I know y'all didn't want to have this conversation, but I gotta say it because I feel like I can't leave you two women thinking that that is an element of why you're actually getting overlooked in real life, right?
But nobody thinks that, sir. Nobody thinks that.
Hold on. Let me cook. I'm only coming from a surface understanding of what y'all said because both of y'all have mentioned that today. Both of y'all have mentioned that the natural woman, the woman without the makeup, all the extra extensions, all of that shit is getting overlooked. And you just said it specifically that nobody has the conversation about her. When I'm saying is this, in the conversation space, in like YouTube or IG or what we consume like on a daily basis, maybe even in the locker room conversation or in the beauty shop conversation, that is because that doesn't get the attention. That doesn't round people up, especially in these spaces when folks is watching. Don't nobody want to talk about, and I'm with you because I would love for that conversation to be happening, right? But nobody wants to have that how we get together conversation. Nobody wants to figure out why we can't talk about the women like y'all. Nobody wants to figure that out.
I do. My hand was up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hello.
I get y'all individually. But the creators en masse, the people putting this message out en masse, the people creating the conversation that we're talking about. Think about that. Those are the people that I'm talking about. The people who are creating that conversation about the IG baddies and those people. It's easier to focus on the negative women instead of highlighting the positive women because that's why Kendra G rarely puts out positive people on her. Majority of her videos are the dingy ass people who probably don't need no dates because those people get more attention, they get more views. Nobody actually, like nobody sitting there like the person that's ready to consume that doesn't want to consume the positivity because then it takes away from the entertainment, thus taking away from viewers. That's why channels that's actually be trying to do something don't get the shake, rattle, and roll as the ones who ready to go viral by saying something stupid.
Well, I think that that's up to the lane.
Wholesome doesn't get views.
Let me get this.
It doesn't get views.
Let me get this. But see, this is the thing, right? This is why we have to be trendsetters and we have to go against the grain.
Yeah.
Because you could be the person that can spark that algorithm. You be the person that can lead that algorithm. Kevin Samuels he just started to be Kevin Samuels out of nowhere. Neither did 19 Keys or Billy Carson, anybody else that you see in the space that's created their own algorithm and kind of made their own way, or Joe Rogan, right? Now, some of these people are celebrities, so yes, they had a leg up, and yes, that kind of gave them, a way in, and getting a lot of subscribers, right? So I'm not talking about, and I'm not really using Joe Rogan as an example too much because he was already kind of a celebrity, so he was already going to get subscribers, so that was already in the field. He did UFC and all that, so he was gonna grow anyway, right? So I'm not really using him as an example too much. But for those who are more regular folk, like I said, like a Billy Carson or a 19 Keys, who ain't really like a celebrity like that, yes, you can build an algorithm where you can get a lot of views, but it may take you time, or it may pop off. You may drop something and a clip may go viral, and you never know. The thing is that, and this is something that I've learned from M3 and also the late great QueBee. You know what I'm saying? is that be intentional about your message. What do you want to leave on here? Because if you want to, whatever you want to leave on here is what you should be content with. I'm content if this all ends right now, YouTube is over, or I transcend to the next level. I'm content because I did everything I was supposed to do on here. You know what I mean? I got my first channel monetized with them 3. You know what I mean? We put out the messages that we want to put out. We interview the people that we want to interview. We did everything we want to do. There's nothing else for us really to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything else for me now.
It all starts somewhere.
Yeah, it's all icing on the cake now for me. You know what I'm saying? But I've said and done the messages that I wanted to do. I've made my mark the way I wanted to make it. I've helped people to grow inside the social media space. I've grown inside the social media space, and everybody I work with has helped me to grow as well as I helped them. So everything I assessed to do, I did. It doesn't have to be on a mass scale. It would be nice if it was. You know what I'm saying? Of course, who don't want the impact to be bigger on a more positive level? That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? But if you impact a few people, or you impact a certain amount of people, that's all that counts. You know what I mean?
Right,
but that takes work. It takes effort. And a lot of times we don't want to work and put in that effort. We don't want to do multiple streams a week. We don't want to build a network. We don't want to work with multiple people because that takes effort and time and patience. Trust me, I know. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, y'all. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. Let me jump into this real quick. Yeah, hold on, guys. Let me jump to this real quick. And I like what Mr. Best said because the thing.
Excuse me.
Yeah, no, you good. I like what Mr. Best said, man, because the thing is, it doesn't even matter if there's like 3 people watching or 1 person's watching. What really matters is that like whoever's watching, are you being impacted by the content that we deliver? Now, of course, look, I'm not here to try to promote like always like squeaky clean content. I'm trying to make common sense great again. So if you always tune into something and they keep talking about the same rhetoric, eventually you're going to be a part of that circle and you're going to be in line to those same type of people, even if your life is not even in shambles like they are. So let's go ahead and we try to reel this back and just let people know, like, you want solutions? Well, here you go. These are the solutions right here. This is what we're going to tell you. Spoiler alert. You know what I mean? Stop digesting and all these like, ridiculous topics and do something that makes you feel happy. Even if you don't even get to the point where you become viral. And I think that's the problem, man. Everybody want to become viral, so y'all keep doing this goofy ass stuff. And then eventually, yeah, you might get viral like doing something goofy, but all that stuff is not going to last that long. I've seen podcasters, imitational podcasters, doing goofy stuff, try to emulate F&F or whatever, try to emulate Kevin Samuels, and y'all still didn't last. But what made those people unique? They had an original formula, and they had like a little twist to it. I'm not saying everything they did was great, but they did something to pretty much make sure that, they got to where they got to. And some of the people, whether you guys agree or not, were actually helpful for certain individuals at that moment. People are looking for a product. And I know some people will take advantage and they'll try to sell that product. But here, look, we just asking for donations. So I'm not even trying to sell you a product over like in our network, our channels, whatever. We're just trying to just tell you, hey man, this is just what it is. You looking for something? Bam, here you go. Go ahead, y'all. And vote V, like I see you up in there as well too. So salutes for tuning in. We are about to wrap up, you guys. I'm just letting y'all know. But
yeah, I want to say something. I just want to touch on something real quick.
To say also something. Okay, first of all, it's a shame that I got. You hear me correctly?
We can hear you.
Yeah, first of all, it's very sad that I got here when you are finishing up.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the crazy woman from the last time that I've been with you guys on the panel and on a panel like this is not here. That from where I don't remember the name of that crazy woman, but in general, to say that I need to leave because I don't want to be called sir, that woman needs to be in a madhouse.
Sir, do you have anything to say on the topic that we're talking about now?
Obviously not.
Yeah, I thought so. I knew he was gonna do that.
So look, we got to wrap it up, y'all. So
But
again,
just
let's
real
go.
quick,
Continue.
we got a couple topics just based on what everybody was saying, because I would love to have those discussions. So I did kind of put
I
them
was
in the
just.
comments. Oh,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just getting ready to say. I was thinking about going live, and I was like, the conversation you wanted to have. I'm like, I'm down. That sounds like some gangsterism. But anyway, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, you good. But yeah, I think we definitely need to have that conversation, because I like the discussion we was actually about to have with Yella was kind of bringing up. I think we both, I'll just say to wrap it up, be real quick. I think both men and women overlook good people, and I think we do need to start talking about those good characteristics and things that stick out, and start having those conversations, because I do think that's the biggest issue. But that's all I got. Them three. We go ahead.
I just think we need to be more realistic. I don't think it's a lot of realism, and a lot of the stuff that's talked about. It's almost like we're not looking outside. A lot of that stuff that was talked about, we're missing out on the agenda. You get what I'm saying? And it's a couple of agendas going on. It's an agenda to feminize the black man that we keep falling for. It's an agenda to divide us. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of agendas. And a lot of it, Soapbox had kind of said something about, I saw Don Harden say something about whose agenda is it? Like, we keep falling into this stuff. A lot of the talking and stuff we do is it's really not realistic. And as far as the going viral, I think that's what people are looking for. Like you said, if they're looking for you to be authentic, you to be real, you get what I'm saying? And to say you only want to preach to like 3 people and that's not realistic either, because what you're saying is never going to get out. Like, we have to be realistic, and we are up here. It is a numbers game. You get what I'm saying? It's about the content. It's about the people that follow you and word of mouth. You get what I'm saying? Even a donation thing. In order for that to go somewhere, for you to get some money in your pocket, you really have to put in that work and make sure that you are up to date. You get what I'm saying? And everything. It's a lot of work that go into this. And I don't want us to keep putting that narrative out there that it's okay if you're different and you can fall in line with everybody. If you do find some uniqueness, like the 2 women are saying here, my 2 queens are saying here, then you know what I'm saying, y'all need to run with that. But if y'all understand the type of work that you got to put into running with this stuff, you cannot be lazy on any aspect. You get what I'm saying? I always say, if something don't work here, I'm gonna go back to Instagram. But the work I put in on Instagram speaks for itself. So it's like it's so hard to say that. And as far as, and I'm just wrapping everything up because I ain't really get a chance to talk. I just want to wrap everything up. That whole thing at those vulnerable places and stuff like that. Yeah, our women barely have any, and our men definitely don't have that. It is very hard to keep the respect for a black man right now. You get what I'm saying? With everything going on. I just opened up my Instagram because they invited me to a live, right? And the first thing I saw is Lil Uzi Vert with red nail polish on and red lipstick and heels. This is what the agenda is pushing to us, and our people are falling for it. We are strong people, and that's what they are scared of. And we keep trying to be vulnerable and want to cry and doing all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Then guess who wins? Not us. I'm just saying, this is just the stuff I be looking at, because I'm like, we definitely got to get realistic on some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if regular was popping, everybody would be regular. You get what I'm saying? It don't work. I'm gonna just leave it there. I've been real quiet.
Evolution, please go. If you go live. No. I just want to say, if you do.
Hold on a second, Chocolate. Hold on.
I could do a live for us on Instagram. You want to?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Revolution, as I always tell you, that is your one flaw. That is the one flaw that we always talk about. Because you create the reality that you want. And that's why we have social media. You create what you want to create. You know what I'm saying? And you put the work in.
But it may not work for you. It may not work.
No,
just doing what you want don't work all the time.
It's your mindset. It's your mindset. If I want to make something happen, I'm going to bust my ass and make it happen. Can't nobody stop me. Nobody's ever stopped me in my 40 years if I really wanted to do something to really make the shit work if I really put my mind to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, it may not be on the level of, like I said, a rapper or somebody like that. Of course not. It's not going to be on that level because they have the system behind them, and I understand that. So I'm not looking to do numbers like Gilly and Wallow because they're in the industry. They got a following that I don't have, and they have people in place that I don't have either. You know what I'm saying? They're part of the industry, so I get that. And some of them brothers are doing some great stuff.
Just
But I'm
add
gonna
yet
make my
to
mark,
that.
and I'm gonna do the things that I need to do for me and mine, and we are going to be great. Because I would not settle for anything less. You know what I mean? And I know how to be creative, and I know how to make topics, and I know how to put up videos. Y'all seen my work? You know what I'm saying? My work speaks for itself, and I don't slack. I don't slack at all. Ain't no half stepping with me. You know what I'm saying? So
I respect that. I just don't want y'all to
and
put out that
and
narrative
you know
that
I put in the work. You know what I'm
just
saying?
being
So
you is gonna work. It don't work like that.
no,
It
it
does
don't
not
work.
like
I'm
that.
gonna
We
tell you why
gotta
it
be
don't work
realistic.
because people are lazy. People ain't really putting in that full time work to really
And
be
you have to
themselves.
have something that works. If you are regular, it is not going to work. I'm just
No,
gonna be honest.
it only don't work.
And I
when you
learned
start
from the
comparing
best.
yourself.
You know who I learned from. It don't work like
Yeah,
that.
but that's one. But here's the thing, right?
Hey
That's one
guys, so
person that got to
Dre,
pop it
he
on
has to
their
go
end.
though, so we gotta wrap up like
Yeah, I'm
real
making
quick.
it quick and free. That's one person that got to pop it on their level. You get it popping on your level if you stay committed to what your goal is. You just stay committed and you don't give up. You got a vision. You know you're creative. You know you're dope, and you just put the work in. That's it. It's not. It's gonna be difficult, but you can make it happen. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hello, Simon.
But
Go
I
ahead,
do kind of
go
agree
ahead,
with
Dre.
Evolution saying, because I do think like if we say like somebody does pop, I like the fact that we're starting to do a lot of like cross, like I'll say lives and stuff. Everybody's starting to work with each other, so I do got to get on evolution stuff. But it's just like say somebody does pop, you know, then now that brings awareness to everybody else and stuff. But yeah, I agree with her. Like, you know, you do got to mix in that entertainment and stuff because, you know, I think we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, M3. It's like, man, I would love to see everybody getting paid and stuff. So let me pop. You know, I'm going to bring that traffic over here to y'all, you know.
Yeah.
And
Do
it's like we can
something
have
different.
multiple conversations and stuff. It's like we can have the entertainment ones. We can also have the good conversations. But yeah, you got to give like the fans a little bit of everything. So I agree
You got to
with
do
her.
something different. Like the Thursday show. Y'all never saw that show coming. And why? Because I'm on everybody's YouTube. I'm on everybody's Instagram. And I'm like, what I'm missing is the women's panel. Where's the women's panel? The legit women's panel. And y'all see what happened Thursday. It works because you can't find it anywhere. When I tell you, one of the brothers that was up there, very popular dude, he talked about us for at least 3 hours. At least 3 hours. You get what I'm saying? And I'm a little mad if he watching this. You never said the name. You get what I'm saying? You could have brought a lot of people over here to subscribe to both channels. But that's all right. I know he gonna be back. He gonna be back.
Oh, I love you, Evolution. Ah, you got it,
That
sis.
panel is affecting people. People never saw that.
That
They
took
never
you
saw
doing the
women
work to
always think
Evolution.
like that.
You did the work to make that happen.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't know that was
facts.
gonna happen, but you did the work and you put the work in, you put the effort in.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
talented and you nice,
But
it's
I
gonna
had to be
happen
different.
automatically. You know what I'm saying? If you're nice, it's gonna work. If you're not nice and you're not creative and you're not good at it, it ain't gonna work. That's just really what it is.
Let me
If you
jump
ain't
in
got
for
the work ethic and you ain't got the skill and the will, it's not gonna work for you.
yeah.
You know
Let
what
me
I'm
jump in
saying?
Let me jump in with both perspectives, right? Because both of you guys, I do agree with what you're saying. So let me put it all in one. You got to be that type of dude that has, and woman too. That has that type of charisma, right? To actually draw people near you. And be confident in yourself, right? That what you do in your own style will draw the traffic to you. However, right? Again, you have to also give account that we are here is because of the people that are supporting us. That's also the people in the chat. Some of them could be a little bit reckless or whatever, right? Which that's why we have our reckless segments. But we also have to give what the people also want too, because we will be doing a disservice if we're only just focused 100% on the things that we want and not really listening to the general consensus of what they would like to hear as well too. So there's a balance for everything. Primary is going to be what I'm going to want to stream, no matter what, But if I get the general consensus and you guys are supporting, and especially you guys are donating too, Oh hell yeah! If you want me to talk about like fraud and fraudulent or Tia Mari again, and y'all dropping in those cash apps, you damn well gonna be like streaming with their asses again. And especially like the watch time hours and the viewership that boost up. Just saying, we gotta have a balance for both, but let's not lose ourselves in the midst of it.
That's kind of what I was saying. I felt like I might have said something. So it's not about like it's not about like your baseline message, right? I wasn't really saying it like that. I was just saying like the salacious shit gets the attention, right? It don't matter what platform builds up the good message, right? Even if the good message is getting a lot of attention, you could build a platform with that level of message. The unfortunate part about the world that we live on, this planet we live on, is that the salacious shit is gonna get the attention. You know what I'm saying? That is something outside of a lot of what we're talking about. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that those people who use that salacious message and hide it under the same guise that intellectual soapbox has for his platform. You see what I'm saying? Because I hear what you're saying, bro. Like you got the right idea. You trying to fix community. I personally don't care about the community shit. That's why I let y'all do it. I talk wrestling. That's it. That's what I talk. I do this sometimes for whatever. But I get what you're saying. It's people who use that message. They use that triggering type of content. You know what I'm saying? That gives the idea to men that we can't be vulnerable, and equally to women who think they're being overlooked for a certain reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like it's coming to us from both angles. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I'm saying is like I wish platforms who were putting out that message got it a little more attention, but that's just not the world we live in. Because we gotta exercise. The people gotta exercise that somehow. They gotta get that out somehow.
But I mean, but we in the best situation ever. We can connect with people all over the world, so the message can get out there. It's just the consistency now. We've got everything.
That's also the worst thing that could happen, because now everybody can receive the message and be the messenger.
Can we just stay on the positive side? I'm aware that there's a dark side of the world.
Don't get me wrong. Hold on, wait, hold on. I know we've been trying to end, and I was trying to jump in earlier.
Right.
I am where you're at. I understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to be negative about anything. None of my approach has been negative towards what you're saying. I'm simply just giving that approach. That's it. Because
that's not my hold on real quick. I'm sorry. That's not my issue. I'm just gonna say this. I like talking about economics. I see the business opportunities that could create exactly what we talk about. But that's what I mean about being overlooked. You know, people think, oh, she on this, she on that. I mean, you think what you want. That's life. There's always going to be chaos, always going to be positivity, ups and downs. I'm just saying we just never go any further. And I don't want to have it where it may seem like, oh, well, she wants some kind of fantasy. No, I'm looking at the business aspect of it. There are things that if we take care of each other or help or assist, there's business that can be created. And it has nothing to do with, oh, they're going to tear it up or nothing like that. It's just things that we need assistance with in our community. That's it. And I think we need assistance in meeting each other. Like, we should have dating events. We should have matchmaking. We should, there should be that. But
I get that. Hold on. Guys, hold on.
My bad.
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
Good night, y'all.
Hold on for a second. Hold on, everybody.
I just want to make this point real quick.
We got to wrap it up, though. But go ahead. Go ahead, Bess.
All right, and I'm going to end it here. And we close here. There's 8 billion people on this planet. 8 billion, right? and I'm not going to change my rhetoric or what I talk about to suffice a couple of peons or low lifes who don't want to hear what I got to talk about. If they don't want to hear what I got to talk about, they want to be on some other shit. They want to talk about FNF or whoever they want to talk about, or KS or whoever they want to talk about. Let them go ahead. Cool. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be distracted by that, and that's what's going to make me great. So if you want to be great like me, then get on my time. If you want to be like anybody else, get on their time. But trust me, at the end of the day, I will stand the test of time. I will. I will have an iron will like no other. You know what I mean? Just like the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo! Like no other. You know what I'm saying? And I will.
Ooh, don't say Nature Boy.
I believe in what I'm doing.
Do it
and
again.
My vibe will attract my tribe. And I'm gonna put in the work. And I know I got the talent and the skill to do it. And I ain't gotta compromise nothing at all.
Tell him I have a dream.
Up. Yeah, you know who it is. And my vibe and my tribe will find me. With that being said, M3, do what you gotta do, dog. I'm out of here. We gotta go out. It's California time, baby. It's 2:00. We gotta get on this road, baby. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to eat.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
So look, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, right, to Reckless Reviews with M3 and the Sophisticated Jerk. Look, if you guys want to chat, like, feel free to chat, after the show. We'll put everybody in the backstage real quick because I gotta zoom in with me and Sophisticated Jerk. Everybody, salute. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Okay, I'll put Evolution in the back real quick. All right, so look, thank everybody for tuning in again, man. And this was definitely like a awesome topic. Also, I gotta give a shout out to Sophisticated Jerk, because man, brother, man, always be supporting, man. Even when you hear, man. So thank you again, man, for the $10 and the $5 super chats, Sophisticated Jerk. And honestly, for the people who are commenting, in the chat, man, drop a Cash App or something. Drop something, man. But if you like the show, definitely continue to support us, man, if you want to see great content like this. Anything you want to say, Sophisticated Jerk?
No, man, great show, man. I'm glad everybody pulled up, and we got some good topics to follow up on, man. I can't wait to have those discussions with everybody. So yeah, no, I think this was a great show. I think we're starting to get to them levels below, like Chocolate was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So we can start hashing out some of these conversations. So definitely interested.
Yeah, definitely, for sure, man. So, Bess, you had any final words you want to say?
Now just join from my phone. Go ahead, y'all can close.
Oh, okay, for sure. All right, y'all, man. So we out, man. So peace out. Later, and stay tuned for the next shows.